Hello and welcome to the BMB Game of the Week for the second business day in a row. We have the Mepham Pirates and the Baldwin Bruins. I'm Jake Mano, alongside
Luke Yepes, and today we have a good one for you guys. Today is the Mepham Pirates senior game as they go up against the Baldwin Bruins. A lot of star power on both teams to get us started. We have Jaden Zoller on the mound, who's been a great pitcher. His ERA below sub 2 ERA, absolutely shoving the ball pretty well, throwing chairs to kids. What are some keys to the game? Let's just get right into it, Jake. What are some keys that both teams need to look forward to if they want to succeed and win the game?
Well, I mean, let's start out on Mepham. There's a lot of things you have to do, and I think it starts with kind of playing a clean, polished game. So limit as much errors as possible. Whether that's on the mound, don't give them something they could hit that's really going to be easy. Don't tip anything. Don't leave anything in the strike zone too much, and don't especially make plays. Don't make errors in the field. Next, take pitches. Make the Bruins starter have his pitch count up, make them get their starter out of the game early, and eventually tire him out to where you can kind of control the pace of the game. And lastly, score with runners in scoring position. You can't leave runners stranded. I think that's the biggest key to any baseball game. There's going to be many opportunities where you're going to have runners on second or on third, and I think capitalizing on that opportunity when you get it is huge for the Mepham Pirates.
I definitely agree. The Mepham Pirates have had a very good team defensively. I think really what their biggest struggle is their offense this year. Right now, their hitting hasn't been as good as it has been in the past couple of years. Their best hitter right now is Tegan Cardona, who's a sophomore on the team, which leads to a promising future for the Mepham Pirates. The kid's batting .400 with 8 RBIs. You know, that's pretty impressive, especially for a sophomore. So I really do think that last key of scoring with runners in scoring position is a huge component if they really do want to win this game, just because that offense needs to come out to really seal up the game and push them forward towards success.
Absolutely, and there's a lot of big names who are batting 300 and above. You have Rocco Paolino, who's batting 300. Vin Azaridu, maybe he doesn't have the greatest average to show for it, but he has 18 RBIs, the most in the team. And then, of course, you have your star Jaden Zoller, who's batting upwards of 450 with another 10 RBIs to add on to it. So there's so much star power to kind of see, and there's so much people who can make plays in that situation. So it's just going to be about who steps up, whether that's your seniors or your underclassmen.
Mm-hmm. Now let's shift over to the Bruins' 3 keys of the game and see what they would have to do to also push through success and win this game. So starting off with having quality at-bats. Really that just means working the pitch count, you know, taking good pitches and swinging at the pitches that you want. That's always obviously the biggest key when you're in the box. You're always looking for that one pitch that you can really get a barrel on, and leaving away the ones that you really can't. You know, even if those pitches that could be inside low or outside high. You know, sometimes you really just have to have good judgment, but also fight and battle so that you can really work that pitch count. Number 2 being score early on. Obviously, you want to get that lead in the beginning of the game. You know, really hold it strong and then let the defense do most of the talking, right? Once your offense comes out strong, you kind of leave it up to your defense and your pitcher to really lead the game, be the captain on the field, and conduct the defense in a manner where they have confidence, where they won't have to rely on their offense as much. And 3, strong defensive play, as I was saying before. If you really do score early on, you really have to rely on that defense. As many people do say, defense wins championships. So defense is definitely one of the biggest things. Staying clean, limiting errors, making the right play. That's always one of the key things if you really want to win a game.
Absolutely, and we're going to see here as we're going to get ready for game action, but the play of the game, what you really need to do, score early, set the tone, and put the pressure on the Pirates.
Let's send it down to the field as we get ready for the game.
Thank you, guys. As we're getting ready to get underway here, I'm John Boxman here alongside Brandon Catalina, as it'll be the Pirates going up against the Bruins in a highly anticipated game since it is the Pirates senior game today.
Yeah, it is, Jared. And, you know, keys right now is going to be Jaden Zoller on the bump for your Pirates.
Yeah, Zola's been a very consistent pitcher on the year, one of the strong lefties of this rotation. In 20 innings this year, he has an ERA of 1.75, but also his hitting stats, he's batting .424 in the year with 9 RBIs. So he's been the dual threat of this team, and he will be going up against this Bruins lineup. It'll be Giselo batting leadoff, as he will be also on the mound. Second will be Estevez, then Healy, Peralta, Lopez, Nunez, Mugford, Norano, and De Vargas. That will be the lineup for the Baldwin Bruins today.
And your lineup for your Pirates will be Zoller, DeLucia, Cardona, Azaridi, Milanic, Quilty, Polino, Sullivan, and Torres.
Yeah, as you see right here, Milanic behind the plate, catching Zola's last few warm-up pitches that the Pirates just getting there. Fielding ready as Giselo waits in the on-deck circle.
So, Jared, you know, Zoller has 4 pitches, fastball, sinker, slider, and changeup. What do you think he's going to lean on the most?
I think he's going to really lean on that sinker, because especially with that velocity and the break on that sinker could be something to look out for, because most guys normally look for that fastball, but that sinker has that extra break that a normal fastball doesn't normally have.
And from what I'm hearing, there is a D1 scout in the building. Do you think they will be looking for it too?
Yeah, I think they'll be looking for a lot of different key things today. Just looking at all these star players as Giselo is getting ready to step up to the plate, as the Pirates are talking over their last few things here. As the mound visit is broken up, Milanic starts to head back to home as Zoller getting ready to throw the first pitch.
What do you think would the plate approach be? You know, Giselo batting leadoff, you need to waste some pitches. What do you think he's going to look for?
Well, also, the coach said before the game that the Bruins need to score early, so I think they could be very aggressive going into these at-bats to try and score and get those runs and get those base runners early here today.
You can also take being aggressive to be stealing bases, you know. That's one way to be really aggressive. It makes a ton of pressure on the pitcher.
Yeah, as up now behind the plate, Zoller getting ready here. Giselo on the box. As Zoller into the windup here, waiting the first pitch. Zoller with the pitch here gets the corner there for strike one, 0-1 count to Giselo.
Yeah, great inside sinker there.
Yeah, Zoller getting one of his key pitches going early as he's now ahead to start this count. Zoller into the windup here. The pitch by Zoller looks to be just off the corner of the plate, 1-1 count here.
Yeah, you know, leadoff hitter, got to take some pitches, drive that pitch count up, especially against a star pitcher in Zoller.
Zoller into the windup as Milanic gives him the signs. The windup by Zoller, and the pitch is low off the dirt and bounces down the first base line for ball 2.
Yeah, he went for his devastating slider right there. That thing broke a ton, but he was able to see it off the hand and take it.
Yeah, a lot of break there. Almost too much that Milanic wasn't able to block that one. There's Zoller now into the windup behind in the count. The pitch is high there. 3-1 count by Zoller to the leadoff hitter.
Yeah, 3-1, you know, right now you need a good pitch to hit if you are the hitter.
Yeah, Zoller is just going to probably try and throw a strike as Zoller into the windup. The pitch is getting the corner as Giselo thought he had ball 4. Hump said no as we have a full count here.
Yeah, he's probably going to go to his best spot right here to try getting the put away in the 3-2 count.
Will Zoller try that slider again? Didn't pan out the first time as Zoller getting into the windup here, and the pitch by Zoller is swing and a miss as he gets that on the corner for Zoller's first strikeout of the game.
Yeah, perfect pitch right there. That's a pitcher's pitch. You know, that's just a beautiful executed pitch.
Yeah, now up for the Bruins will be Estevez, as Estevez is stepping up to the plate here on the year. Off to a rough start here, batting 125, but he does have 6 RBIs. But right now, the Bruins are just going to try and get that base on even though it's the second batter. And the pitch by Zoller curves in last second. Great slider there, able to break in.
Yeah, that slider is one of his best pitches, and you see it right there to get that first strike.
Yes, it looked like it wasn't going to be a strike and just cut in last second as Zola into the windup here, and the pitch is fouled off there. Zola ahead is the second batter, 0-2.
Yeah, 0-2 here. He's probably going to either look for a changeup in the dirt or that vicious slider. That thing can go anywhere, has tons of break.
It's 0-2 here. Zola goes with the sign from Milonic here. Getting into the windup, and the pitch by Zola is swing and a miss. As the Pirates will throw it around the horn as Zola strikes out the 2 via the strikeout.
Yeah, perfect slider there on the inside half. And yeah, that's what you want to do if you're Zoller. Get a perfect start to the game with 2 strikeouts.
And the Bruins' number 3 hitter will be the first baseman, Healy, as Healy is very strong on this year, batting .364, 3 homers, 9 RBIs, all honorable mention, and Zola into the windup here, and that one's fouled down the third base line, 0-1 count.
Yeah, with the 3 hitter, you got to be careful. You don't want to give him a good pitch to hit or he will clobber it, so I'm expecting him to stay in the corners.
Yeah, Healy, one of the strongest hitters on this team here, trying to get the Bruins their first base runner. As Zola into the windup, ahead in the count, 0-1 here. Pitch by Zola breaks in there and gets to the bottom of the zone. 0-2 count by Zola. Zola looking to strike out the side here.
Yeah, that would be a perfect start for the Pirates if he can do that.
Yeah, Zola here, trying to get him. And the pitch by Zola, swing and a miss on the slider, picked up by Milonic on the drop third. Gets it down the first, and that'll end the inning. Great dominant first inning by Zola. Undo 15 pitches there as he strikes out the side to bring the Pirates to the plate. As for the Pirates, it'll be this inning, leading off Zola, DeLucia, and Cardona.
Yeah, that inning was all the slider. He got a ton of swing and misses after that first slider. I'm pretty sure they were all swing and misses. That thing is vicious. You see it, it's at eye level, then it dips.
Yeah, 2 of those 3 strikeouts were by that slider, so that slider could really be something to look out for as he keeps that going throughout the game.
Yeah, the first pitches were, he was starting them off fast, ending them off slow. It'll be interesting to see how the Bruins adjust.
As Zola now trying to carry his momentum from that first inning pitching outing up to the plate as he will lead off for this Pirates team.
Yeah, he's batting .424, so you can't take him lightly pitching or hitting. You really have to play him seriously at all times.
Yeah, and out here for this Bruins team, it'll be Giselo on the mound here. He is pitched in 21 innings this year. Rough ERA so far in those innings with a 6.3 ERA as he looks to turn it all around here today against this Pirates team.
Yeah, you know, when you have a rough start, it can get in your head, but I'm sure he's not thinking of that. He's thinking, how can I dominate this game?
As Zola doing his last few minute things before he steps up to the plate here.
Yeah, they're getting ready, making sure this is going to be their best quality at-bats. You need to score early, especially after that dominant of an inning. You want to get on the board first. Let Zoller pitch.
Yes, the catcher for this team today will be Peralta behind the plate, as Peralta an all honorable mention. So just a great hitter and also great catcher. Looks to call a great game here today.
But Mepham's first 3 hitters are all hitting over .333, so you gotta pitch to them really tightly.
Yeah.
Give them an inch, batting .424, .333, and .400.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, we're gonna see here just a dominant performance by Zola on all 3 of those strikeouts, 2 of them via the slider. Just a very good performance.
Yeah, you gotta just clap your hands after those pitches. They were filthy.
Yeah, Zola looks to keep that going as Zola steps up to the plate here for his first step out of the game. As Zola into the box here, and the first pitch by Giselo is getting the corner of the plate as Giselo gets him ahead in the count.
Yes, good fastball on the outside half. Probably going to be leaning there on the lefty.
As Giselo Now another windup here and swing and a miss by Zola. Zola trying to maybe get his little revenge here. That's the thing with the pitchers batting here, that if a guy strikes you out, you can have the opportunity to strike him out. As Gisela into the windup here, Zola lines that one right up the middle there in the center field, as Zola will reach and boost that average even higher.
Yeah, that was textbook hitting right there. You go down 0-2, try staying alive, and you find your pitch, hit it straight up the middle for a base hit. That's beautiful hitting.
Now coming to the plate, it'll be DeLucia. DeLucia's batting .333 on the year. Zola taking his lead there. Could he maybe go Zola in there? And that one's in high. 1-0 count to DeLucia.
Yeah, he's got to get in the zone. You know, all three of these guys are great hitters, so he's got to be careful.
Yes, as Giselo into the windup there, and that pitch is low as behind, gets by the catcher. Zolo takes it, throw goes into center field. Zolo now heading the third there, and he'll get their stand up. So the Pirates have their first runner in scoring position here, 2-0 count, as Peralta wasn't able to quite block that one as it just got by him. And the errant throw gives the Pirates a great opportunity here with DeLucia at the plate. Runner on third, nobody out, ahead 2-0 in a count. And Gisela there with the pitch, high, 3-0 count to DeLucia. Will he get the green light, or will he be taking?
Yeah, I think you got to give him a take here. It's 3-0.
As Gisela here into the windup, and the pitch is getting the upper corner on the outside, 3-1 count.
Yeah, you definitely did have the green light. You don't want to give your first out on a 3-0 pitch when you have a runner on third.
As Gisela getting the signs here, 3-1 count here. The pitch by him is low into the dirt as DeLucia works a walk and brings up one of the strongest hitters on this team, Cardona, batting .400 with 8 RBIs.
Yeah, he's a sophomore too. His dad played Division I baseball, and he is not a guy you want to look for.
No, he is not. First and third, nobody out for the Pirates here, looking to capitalize early and grab the first lead of the game. As you see a little conversation here between the catcher and the pitcher, as Gisela just trying to get back on his game here, and that one is swing and a miss. Just gets it by Cardona. 0-1 count.
Yeah, foul tip right there. Barely got a piece of it. You know, got to get ahead of these hitters.
As a lead there at first by DeLucia. As DeLucia's going there, and the throw through, there is no throw through because the throw through could have maybe scored Zola. Second and third there, 0-2 count to Cardona. Great play there by DeLucia, able to steal, knowing they would not throw through to try and cost the run. As Gisela with the pitch here is, that one's a high flyer. Looking for it there as it'll just dunk in for a hit. Zola comes home to give the Pirates on the board as that one just dropped in center field.
Yep, that one was hit in no man's land right there. That's just three players, but they all are equal distance from that ball. No one's able to get to it. And yeah, Mepham got their first run of the game there.
Yeah, thanks to Zola's heads-up base running on that wild pitch. Pirates take the lead, first and second, nobody out. That'll bring up Azaridi here. As Azaridi spent 310, 18 RBIs and a home run last game, and that one's fouled back behind the plate, 0-1 count.
Yeah, the start of the Pirates lineup is so strong that you can't give them an inch or they will make you pay.
Yeah, as Azaridi, a senior here, trying to get a big hit and get the Pirates a multi-run lead on his senior day as he goes for the pickoff there. Giselo, but nobody there with the shift.
Yeah, on the outside move, he might have been able to have it, but no one was at second.
Yeah, as DeLucia taking his lead now, maybe trying to sneak over there. No throw, that one's another high flyer in the left field. That one will be brought in there for the out.
Yeah, good call out by the center fielder. Said, I got it, and was able to make the play.
As Lopez gets under that one, they'll record the first out on this Pirates team to bring up Charlie Milonic.
Yeah, Milonic, the catcher, banged through 57 with 7 RBIs. You know, everyone so far in the Pirates lineup has been batting over 300.
Yeah, as Milonic into the box here, trying to just advance the run. As you see him sneaking over, maybe call him for the throw. No throw as that one gets the corner there. Strike one to Milonic.
Yeah, they're got to get ahead in these counts. You know, the tower shifts once you're behind in the count as a pitcher.
As Giselo into the windup here, 2 on, 1 out. The pitch to Milanic is grounded to third, but off the third baseman's glove, as DeLucia will hold on that throw to load the bases for the Pirates and bring up Quilty.
Yeah, that's such a tough play to make. That ball is lined at you. You have no time to react, and it's also on dirt, which makes it even harder to make.
Yes, as that one may not even go down as an error. That was just too hot to handle, just too quick off the bat that he's not able to get fully into position there. As Quilty up, bases loaded, 1 out, trying to get the Pirates a big lead early. As the windup by Giselo into the dirt there, ball 1 to Quilty.
Yeah, Quilty is playing. He's batting .276 this season and looking for his first RBI right now.
As Quilty looking to come through in a big opportunity here on the pitch by Giselo into the dirt there, 2-0 count.
Yeah, it's got to be you right here. If you're swinging, you got to hit this ball far. It's a huge hitter count.
All you need is a sac fly here to bring in that run, as DeLucia taking his lead and jumping around on third, maybe trying to get the pitcher off his game. As Quilty hits that one into center field, that one will be off the wall there. That'll bring in DeLucia here. Pirates sending another one around as Cardona will score, as it's a stand-up double from Quilty. Brings in his first 2 RBIs, and the Pirates will take a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, that ball was roped into deep center field. No one home. Pirates taking a 3-0 lead with that 2 RBI double.
Yeah, just missed that slam there as it fell just a few feet in front of the wall to bring up Paulino.
Yeah, that was just such a good swing right there by Quilty to get that ball hit deep.
Yes, it really was. As Giselo another windup here, and the pitch will just fall above the zone.
Yeah, that ball was roped right there. What a executed play right there by the Pirates.
Yeah, as Quilty got in his kind of count ahead 2-0, as Giselo under the windup there, as that one will be low. 2-0 count to Paulino.
Paulino, another great hitter, batting .300 on the season, and he's also wicked fast.
Yes, as the Pirates second and third, 1 out still here, up 3, and the pitch by Giselo into there, blocked behind the plate by Peralta, 3-0 count.
Bruins defense is in here trying to get a quick play at home, trying to get the lead runner to keep this game within 3.
As Giselo behind in the count, 3-0 here, and the pitch is low, ball 4, and the Pirates will load the bases for the second time this inning to bring up D'Aquino.
Yeah, D'Aquino, a huge power threat at the plate. It'll be interesting to see how they pitch to him.
Still only 1 out here, as the Pirates trying to keep the runs going. A swing and a miss there. Good pitch there by Giselo.
Yeah, a very nice pitch right there. Bruins ahead in the count. Need to do that. I cannot emphasize that enough.
As Giselo getting ready here, trying to record a big out this at-bat, ahead in the count 0-1. And that one will miss the zone there and be ball 1.
Yeah, I remember in Little League, D'Aquino hit a ball about 270 feet against our team, and I never forgot it after that. He is a huge power threat.
Yes, as maybe we could see that again out of D'Aquino here. And that one is swing and a miss there. 1-2 count to D'Aquino, as D'Aquino very aggressive at the plate this at bat. Now behind 1-2 with Torres on deck.
Exactly what you need right there by Giselo. Get ahead in that count.
And Giselo trying to limit this to 3. And the pitch by Giselo is hit down the third base line, as the Pirates will just duck out of the way there as Milanic tries to just swerve away from the ball as he saw that one coming down the third base line. Still a 1-2 count here after that foul ball.
Yeah, he did the right thing. He was in foul territory. If he was in fair territory and he gets hit, it's an out. But since he's in foul territory, if he gets hit, it doesn't matter.
Yes, as Giselo getting his sign from Peralta here. Getting ready into the windup now, and the pitch is high. 2-2 count here as D'Aquino now being disciplined at the plate, trying to reopen up this count into his favor.
Yeah, great at-bats by the Pirates. They are really taking every at-bat seriously, and it's paid off.
As 2-2, 1 out, bases loaded. Pirates have 3 in so far this inning, and the pitch to Diaquino is hit into the shortstop gap. That'll bring home Milana. The rest of the runners will hold. There's an RBI single by Diaquino. 4-0 Pirates.
Yeah, everybody is rolling for the Pirates right now. That's just a great roped hit down in between the shortstop and third baseman. Nothing you can do for the Bruins, and they call a mound visit.
As you see a mound visit here by the Bruins, but another key thing that we saw just before, after Milana came home, he went right over the tours to give him the scouting report and let him know what to look for against Gisela.
Yeah, that's just what a great teams do. You know, they give you that crucial information to help you out. Bases loaded for the Pirates here, 1 out. What are you looking for the Bruins?
Yes, the Bruins, what they really need here is a big strikeout, or their real savior will be that double play. That double play will be huge for this Bruins team if they are able to get one.
Yeah, try pitching low, get the ball on the ground. They are playing in, so their plays are going straight to home. Pirates are running if it's on the ground. If it's on a line, you freeze.
As all the infielders except for the shortstop and third baseman are on the infield grass, Torres stepping up to the plate here in a big situation. That pitch is into the glove for ball 1.
Yeah, just inside there. A little high, too.
As Torres batting .273, looking the ways that even more as he's committed to Farmingdale State College, and the pitch is hit high. Left fielder trying to track that one down as he does. Tagging is the Pirates here, and there will be, throw will be cut. Close play at the plate, but no tag, as that'll be Quilty scoring. 5-0 Pirates, as Torres gets enough to get the job done.
Yeah, great hit there. You get the run, get the sac fly. That's exactly what you need to do as the hitter. As now the Pirates flip the order back to Zoller.
Yeah, Zoller with a good first at bat with that ripped single on that 2-strike at bat. As first and second here for Zoller, 2 outs, looking to strengthen his lead, especially as the pitcher now. As Gisela was able to get an out, but did cost the Bruins a run. As Zoller now takes that pitch for the outside corner, strike 1.
Yeah, Zoller was down 0-2 last time, but stayed greatly disciplined and roped one down the middle.
As Zoller ready here, as it's now actually 0-1 count here. Zoller now waits, and that one it'll be again the corner there, 0-2 count, as again Zoller behind in the count. Then again, last time we saw this, Zoller roped one right up the middle, and there was no one there right now.
Yeah, that's exactly what you need to do.
Yeah, that one is fouled off there and out of play by Zoller, still behind in the count 0-2.
Perfect, staying alive, fight, get your pitch.
Zoller now 0-2 count. Pirates with 5 in this inning. First and second. 2 outs here. The pitch is Zoller hits it. Tough play there. That one will go into the.
I can't see. We'll see. Look. I know. Who it is.
Get a good secondary lead, Nick, all right?
Oh, it fell. It's a home run. It fell. Wait, why is it keep going? Oh.
You gotta bring it back. Yeah, he's coming. Yeah, okay.
What is it? Get the ground, came out of fucking glove. But it was a nice fucking.
wasn't sitting there while he was showing it. I'm just sitting here.
And I went to the game late. He didn't tell me. And we've been calling me. He did. He got back. Then I went. And I was going to get wet.
I didn't think it was going to play. We were going,
The sun came out.
I know, but I'm saying we were going against the opposite direction where the storm was coming. So when we were driving up west, that storm already passed. But I thought it was
The
still
sun came out. And it went away.
So does Ellie Clinton too. Oh, what happened? Oh my gosh, he's now. Oh my gosh, he's got it. Right. Where is it? It's right. Oh, he has it. Are you switching it? We could switch it.
No.
No, but which? Oh, I'm taking it.
There it is. Home, it looks like
That's what I was looking at. Camp.
they didn't have that many batters up, did they? That's it?
Pirates getting out here now.
So Zoller is getting ready for the bump. And yeah, Pirates taking their while at 7-0.
Yeah, as Zoller getting ready here now, as the Pirates making their warm-ups around the plate.
Yeah, they're getting ready here. Everyone's stretching out. This is exactly what you want for the Pirates. Big lead, giving Zoller a comfortable time on the mound.
Yeah, as Zoller out here, as it'll be for the Bruins. Peralta stepping up to the plate, and Zoller struck out the first 3 hitters of the first inning, so Bruins yet to get a base on it.
Yeah, they're probably looking to stay disciplined in these at-bats. And yeah, exactly. Stay disciplined and stay in the zone.
It looks like the Mepham Pirates, Zoller back on the mound, getting ready to start pitching again. He had a dominant first inning, 3 strikeouts, back to back to back. 2 of them on the slider, just did a phenomenal job that first inning. You really wonder what you're going to see that next inning. What do you think, Luke?
I mean, as of right now, we're in the first inning. Zoller had a dominant outing, you know, already striking out his first 3 batters that he saw. You know, this kid has a lot of break in his breaking balls, and he's got some speed behind his fastballs. You know, definitely a pitcher to be aware of. Definitely a pitcher to be scared of, to be honest with you. When you're approaching the box, you have to know what he's going to be throwing, and you have to be prepared for anything that's coming at you.
Exactly, except it's going to be a little hard to know what's coming. He's got that deadly sinker, he's got that immaculate slider, he's got a changeup and that very fast fastball. As of right now, he does have a 1.75 ERA, which is just through 20 innings, which you wonder, is this ERA going to lower? Because as of right now, it looks like it's most definitely going to lower.
And as a lefty, you know, going up against, you know, a lot of righty batters, you don't really see as many lefty pitches as usual nowadays. But as a lefty with that slider in his arsenal, you know, it makes it dangerous. You know, that pitch could be looking like it's coming to the outside, slides right inside, it could get you jammed up. You know, that could lead to a ground out, or even if there's a person on first, that could lead to a double play. So with his pitch arsenal, you know, it leads to a lot of opportunity. As there's a hit down to the left field side, lands for a single fielded by Mepham. Looks like the first hit for the Baldwin Bruins is a single to the left field.
That was a good swing by Peralta right there. First pitch, just swung right there, and he got it. Great job by Peralta right there to get a Baldwin runner on base.
It's always first let-up hit of the game, you know. You got to stay focused, only first one, so second inning, early in the game, you got a big lead. Just got to stay defensive here. As he throws another slider, just misses it outside of the zone. And like I was saying with that slider, he loves throwing that pitch. As a lefty throwing against righty hitters, that pitch could really get you jammed up. And in this situation, he wants to throw that pitch, get him jammed up inside, and look for a double play. High fastball just misses outside of the zone. It counts 2-0.
You wonder what Lopez is going to do this at bat. He is right now a 200 batting average. Going to try and get this runner across the bases. You're down 7-0. You got to do something right now. Got to retaliate in some sort of way. And we're about to go underway with the next pitch.
Zoller sneaks one in there. First strike. Counts 2-1. Like I was saying before, coming out strong in these games is very important because then you just have to rely on your defense. If you have your offense come out strong, show them, put in runs on the board and getting a lot of ribbies, that's the important part. Now you just got to lock in on defense. Here comes the pitch. Slider just misses outside. Had some great movement to it.
As the count now goes to 3-1, this is a very much a hitter's count. You wonder if Lopez, is he going to have that green light? Is he going to try and swing? Or is he just going to wait until he gets that 2-strike count and get to a 3-2 count?
He swings, gets through the gap on the right side of the infield. Base hit for the Bruins, second one of the inning. Now Zoller has to play it safe, letting up already 2 hits. You got 2 runners on, 1 in scoring position. This is where you have to really get creative, try and jam up the hitter and get something going here.
We have back-to-back hits right there right now. Baldwin trying to scratch their way through. Beautiful hitting right there by Lopez. And now we have number 4, Nunez up. Let's see what he can do during this AB. Try and get these ducks off the pond. Zoller getting ready for the pitch. Fouled off right there. Count goes to 0-1.
And it seems like Zoller is really sticking to that low strike zone, trying to keep something in the infield to let the defense either turn to or get an easy ground out. Just trying to limit the bleeding right now, or not even the bleeding, but just trying to limit the hits. 2 base hits, you got to get something that the players can field.
Most definitely. He's been going to that low slider, trying to induce a swing and miss or a ground ball. Trying to get someone to chase right here. And it looks like the pitch does not count. Umpire calling off that. So I guess we're going to redo that pitch. Does not count. Zoller now gets ready to throw the next pitch, getting into motion and just preparing for what comes next.
Zoller gets ready for the next pitch. Wind up. Slider just misses down outside of the zone. He's really sticking to that slider, really loving that pitch right now. And honestly, if I was him, I would too. Trying to get somebody to bite at it. Once they make contact, jam them up, keep it in the infield, and maybe turn 2.
Can't blame him. Those are the 2 pitches that he got strikeouts on last inning. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But it looks like as if right now it's not working quite well for him. So you wonder what's going to go to next.
Right back to the slider again. Outside. Now you got to put something in the zone. I'm thinking, fastball. Maybe even that sinker that he said he has. Just throw something that looks good and kind of hope that they would chase.
Or he may throw that changeup of his. He has not thrown that at all as far as I know so far. Maybe try and do some sort of a ground ball or just a swing and miss. Try and get back into this count.
That one just clips the outside of the zone for a strike. Counts 2-1. 2-1. 2-2. Looking at 2-2 here.
So what going to go to next? Is he going to try and go back to that slider? Or is he just going to try and blow by with that fastball of his?
Checks the runner at second. Here's the pitch. Misses outside. Good block by the catcher.
Great block right there. And these Baldwin Bruins have been putting up pretty good at-bats this inning. First inning, Zoller struck at the side. It looks like they're now trying to just calm down, regroup. They're looking for that slider. They know that's Zoller's go-to pitch. They have not been chasing that much this inning. And it's so far been working quite well.
As Zoller misses down outside of the zone for a walk. Loading the bases.
That was
no outs. This is where you got to put something in the zone. You got to give him something to swing at. I know it kind of hurts to say that, but kind of have to lock in, throw something in the zone. Hopefully they miss it, or hopefully they just put it as a fieldable ball. Try and stop this the runners on base.
And now we have Liam Mugford up to bat. He's batting 100 right now. Gonna hopefully try and change that as you got runners all over the bases loaded, and you're in a no-out situation. You gotta put the ball in play any way you can, or you can try and induce a walk, which we just saw right there. Looks like Zolar's gonna try and have to regain his control over all his pitches.
Catches the zone inside. Looks like a fastball.
Zolar's been dotting up these quarters throughout just this whole game so far. He's corner after corner, just catching these batters off guard, pushing them off the plate, just not having them expect them to be on the outside corner and getting the strike call.
Slider misses down outside of the zone again. This isn't the Jaden Zola we saw in the first inning. I'm not gonna lie. You know, he let up a lot of runners on base right now. He had a very dominant first inning, striking out the whole side. And I think what he's trying to do right now is just trying to get back into that groove with that short mound visit just recently. As he misses another one down outside of the zone. See, I mean, he's been throwing a lot of them down outside of the zone. Bruins are getting the feel that it's going down. Maybe throw something a little bit higher, you know, kind of get them to chase it up high. You know, a lot of people do like to chase out a high ball, hopefully to get under the ball and get a lot of air under it. So hopefully maybe he throws a high pitch, get him to chase. As he does right there, and he does chase for a strike. Exactly what I was talking about. Beautiful pitch sequence with a fastball up high.
That was a great fastball right there. He's now get back into the count. Count's 2-2. Most likely looking for a K right here to try and get back into this inning, take control of what he did in the first inning. And here comes the next pitch.
There he goes. Throws it in the middle of the zone. You know, let him chase, and he misses it. That's a strikeout controller. It's exactly what he needed to get his confidence back, having bases loaded right now. And like I said before, maybe he was going to go back to that slider, kind of jam him up, and hopefully get a ground ball and see if Mepham can turn too.
Beautiful sequence right there by Zolar, just doing what he does best. He regrouped, he had that little mound visit, looked like he calmed down a little bit, and he just got that strikeout, and he's now locked in and back into this inning.
Sticking with that high fastball, hoping that he would chase. That one goes out of the zone for ball one.
As Morano now up to the bat. You wonder what he's going to do next. He has bases loaded, 1 out. Can't really hit a ground ball, unless you might risk a double play. Probably want to put this ball up in the air in some way, somewhere in the outfield. He'll take ball 2 right there. 2-0 count. He's in the hitter-friendly count. You wonder what he's going to do. Is he going to have that green light, or is he just going to wait until he gets 1 strike thrown to him and then go from there?
Here's the pitch. Middle of the zone, counts for a strike.
Now Zolar in a 2-1 count. You wonder, is he going to try and get a chase on the slider, or is he going to go to the high up fastball, which did work last at bat? We get a ground ball right here, and it goes up the middle. That's going to score 1 Baldwin Bruin. And the lead is now cut to 7-1. Beautiful at bat by Morano right there. He waited for his pitch. He didn't swing at all at that bat until that pitch, and he just took the opportunity and got a single right up the middle, getting some runs on the board for this Baldwin Bruin team.
Yeah, it only looked like he was trying to throw in a sinker there. Kind of missed his spot and just hung it over the middle, let the Bruins get a hit right up the middle, and kind of just allowed for an RBI.
Now we have DeVargas up to bat. Takes ball 1.
Got 1 out here. We got runners on all bases loaded. Coach Mepham calls for time. Looks like he's gonna go talk it over with Zoller.
Yeah, it's interesting to see from in the first inning, he literally struck out the side 1-2-3 without any issues at all, and now this Baldwin team is giving him some bit of a trouble. You wonder what could have possibly happened. His coach probably wondering the same thing. That's why he's going out to the talk, try and get Zoller to regroup and rebound and come back.
Could very easily just be that he's seeing a different type of people, you know. Batter 1, 2, 3 in the lineup. That's a lot different than seeing 4, 5, 6. So, you know, as you can see, like 1, 2, 3 already adjusted. They already saw him. They already faced him. They weren't able to succeed against him their first time around, but they were able to spread their knowledge to their teammates. 4, 5, 6 must have executed on that knowledge, and now they got bases loaded with only 1 out.
You got Vargas up batting right now. He's only batting 091. Gonna try and hopefully change that right now and get these ducks off the pond, get some runners on the board. And he takes another ball right there for a 2-0 count. You're starting to see a lot through these at-bats in this inning. These Bruins batters getting ahead in the count. We see another 2-0 count right here. Last batter, Morano, he got into a 2-0 count. He took a strike and then he just drove a single up the middle. So you really gotta appreciate this approach that they're taking, as Vargas takes another ball for a 3-0 count. It's a very hitter-friendly count.
Yeah, Zoller's kind of just got to put something there. Get himself in a comfortable situation, get the confidence back up. Maybe an approach pitch, a setup pitch. Just get something going here.
Most definitely. Most likely going to see a fastball just try and get a strike on the board right here. And he does just that. He gets a strike right down the middle with the fastball. And now we're in a 3-1 count. Vargas gets back into the box, settling down. You wonder, is he going to swing here or is he going to take until he gets to his second strike? And he'll take ball 4 right there. And it's now 7-2. Still, bases loaded.
Zoller walks in another run.
And we are back to the top of the order. You wonder, they've now seen Zoller pitch. These three, the top of the order, did strike out in the first inning, but now that they've understand Zoller, they've seen their teammates hit against him, you wonder what's going to actually happen right now. Are they going to be able to adjust and get something going? As they take ball 1 right there.
That slider had a crazy break to it. I thought that was going to be outside. Came right inside. Even missed the zone inside, running up for a ball.
That slider is exactly what has gotten this batter right here in the first inning. So you wonder if he's adjusted to it. Another ball right there, 2-0. Once again, these Bruins are getting ahead in the count. 2-0 once again. And you wonder, what is Zoller going to do to try and adjust here, try and get some strikes on, try and get some swing and misses?
That's the biggest thing in the beginning of the count, right? When the batter steps into the box, the pitcher has to assert dominance. If he doesn't assert that dominance, get ahead in the count, makes it really difficult. Obviously, the first 2 pitches, as that one was fouled off by the Bruins, the first 2 pitches are the biggest ones of the AB. You know, the pitcher could get 2 strikes. That puts the batter in a hole where they're gonna have to fight out of it, or it can go 2 balls, which makes the pitcher have to lock in and throw something good to get him out of here.
Most definitely. And Jazilo, one of the best hitters on this Baldwin team. He is an all-league honorable mention last year, and he's batting .333 right now with 7 RBIs. So, and he hits a ground ball right to third baseman. Just could not pick it up, and that's going to be another run for this Baldwin Bruins team. Unfortunate sequence right there for the Mepham Pirates, and the lead is now cut short to 7-3. Still bases loaded, 1 out. And up next, we're going to have Estevez, who
That's a play that hurts to see, you know, because like you said, Zoller was dominant in his first inning. Right now, he's coming out a little bit not as strong as he was in the first, and then finally lets up a ground ball that is infield that he's going to let his defense kind of take care of, and they can't do that. Kind of demoralizing on the pitcher's part, but just kind of have to shake it off, lock in, stay confident, and throw something down there and get him out of here.
Definitely got to shake that off. Cannot let that get to your head, especially Zoller. You got to be able to regroup, maintain composure, and just lock in on the next at-bat. Cannot dwell on the past. Beautiful fastball right there. Just blows it by him. Cuts the count now to 1-1.
I in the zone again. You know, if I was Zoller, it seems like they really are chasing that high fastball in the zone. And he keeps on missing down low. I feel like he should really just keep it up there, and if he really wants to see success, because it seems like it's been working.
That'll be fouled off to the right. And the count is now 1-2. Zoller, for the first time in a little bit, now ahead of the count. And you wonder, is he going to try and use that trusty slider that worked in the first inning? Or is he going to stick to that fastball, the high up and in fastball that's been working a good amount for him this inning?
Yeah, I mean, he's probably going to stick to that slider right now, although it hasn't really been working. But let's see what he's got here. Goes with the sinker inside, just misses a down low. Location-wise, I'm not sure. I would have kept it up high, kept him chasing, because like I said, it seems like it's working. Surprised he didn't go with the slider there, though. He seemed to really been liking that pitch, especially in the first inning.
Definitely as Zoller gets ready for the next pitch. Gets into the windup. And he swords him right there. Beautiful pitch right there for Zoller. In on the hands. I believe that was a sinker in on the hands. Gets another strikeout on Estevez. Beautiful sequence right there. That's exactly what you want to see. And you have 2 outs right now in the inning. Exactly what you want to see your pitcher do after giving up some runs and being a little shaky. You get that solid pitch in on the hands. Could not keep up with it, and you get a strikeout right there. Base is still loaded, but now with 2 outs. And here's the pitch, and that's just ripped into left field for a single, possibly 2. Only gets 1 run in, and it's now 7-4. Bases loaded, still 2 outs. First pitch swinging right there. Beautiful hit right there by Healy.
Definitely, they're really looking to cut away right in the beginning, you know, like the offense decided to come out and really try and battle with the Mepham's offense. Obviously, both defenses aren't really showing up today, so the offense is going to have to do a lot of the work, which looks like what's been going on so far. Going back, beautiful slide. It looks like it's going outside. It hits right down the middle. You got to be careful with a pitch like that, though. You know, hanging that slider down the middle, that's a lot of pitches that that hitters love to see. If they catch on to that and you hang it down there, it could lead to a really big hit.
And we're now back to Peralta, who started this inning off with, I believe, a single. As that ball is hit into fair territory, back to the third baseman. That just gets by, and 2 runs are going to score right there. And it's now 7-6. You know, you started off the game 7-0, but you got to fight, and the Boston Bruins are fighting.
Like I was saying before, if you're the defense behind the pitcher, and you can tell right now, like the pitcher is kind of struggling, struggling to find his locations, find his spots. The defense has to be tight. You know, if there's a pitch if there's a ground ball in the infield, pop fly in the outfield, whatever it is, defense has to show that, you know, we got you, pitcher. Like, we can back you up. We're there for you. It leads to a good morale and good confidence for the pitcher to let him do his thing. When you don't have that, it really could mess with the pitcher's head and, you know, gives him more work to do.
Most definitely, as that ball is hit foul towards the third baseman. And we have Lopez back up, who started off second in the inning, is now getting another chance during this inning. And you're going to wonder what his approach is going to be. Swung first pitch, so it's definitely not being a little patient here. Getting a little jumpy, trying to take advantage of a little rusty Zoller right now. Zoller, here's the next pitch, and that's going to be a fastball outside, making the count 1-1.
Yeah, another thing with this Baldwin offense is that a lot of their hitters are righties. When you have Zoller on the mound who's a lefty, it kind of allows for a liability of where the ball's going to be. You know, righties love to hit off a lefty, so if Zoller really misses his zone, it makes it easier for that righty to find the spot of the ball and put a barrel on it.
Most definitely, and now we have time called by the ump right here. So Lopez is going to try and get back into the box, readjust. Zoller is going to try and regroup himself. He's getting ready for the next pitch. Here's the windup. That's going to be a ball right there on the top of the zone. And the count's now 2-1.
Yeah, slider miss up high. Looked like he was trying to get that a little bit down low inside. Couldn't find his spot. See if he could bounce back and get the Mepham Pirates out of the side.
Zoller getting ready for the next pitch. Here's the windup. Swing, foul ball. Count now 2-2. Now Zoller's in a comfortable count right now. He got 2 strikes on the batter, and you only have 2 balls on him. So I think we're going to see a slider here, trying to execute that slider down and low. Try and get a swing and a miss here, as that was his bread and butter in the first inning.
I'll go right back up to that fastball he just threw, you know? Seems like they're chasing it and they want that. Goes to the slider, ground ball to the left side, third baseman fields it. That's Vin Azarides, taps on the bag and gets the final out of the side. Mepham Pirates get out of that big hitting for the Baldwin Bruins, letting up a lot of runs, cutting down the lead by a lot.
Most definitely right there. And Zoller just doing a great job at the very end, just being able to regroup himself. He got that out. Mepham Pirates are still winning 7-6, and you're going to wonder how this Mepham offense is going to respond to all those runs.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, seemed to be an offensive-oriented game. I know we're only 2 innings in, and we haven't seen too much of the game yet so far, but as you can tell from the first inning, the Mepham Pirates dominated, already putting up 7 runs on the board. Baldwin Bruins came back with a response, putting up a good amount of 4 runs on the board just to cut down the lead a little bit. Seems like the defenses really aren't doing too much, and they're kind of lacking when it comes to putting balls in play. So if both teams are going to want to score, if both teams are going to want to win, I think it's going to come down to what team makes less mistakes and which team's offense could really put a bat on the ball.
That was very well said right there. As defense does win championships, right now we are seeing a couple of errors right now on both sides. Not just on one side, but unfortunately for both sides, some errors have been made. But also a lot of good hitting approaches have been made, especially from the Baldwin, the Baldwin Bruins. That the first inning, they all struck out, but then in that second, they saw Zoller a little bit. They took a different approach. They were a bit more patient, waiting for their pitch to come, and they just executed perfectly, and they were able to get 6 runs back.
Yeah. They're just going to have to really keep it up with the bats. It's really all it's going to come down to for this game. Touching upon Zoller, though, you see a lot of these pitchers nowadays, and they're known as POs, pitchers only. When they're only on the mound, they don't play a position in the field. They're not even pitch running, nothing like that. Zoller is a 2-way player. The kid can play the outfield. He's a great base runner, and he's a great hitter too. He's kind of seems like he's been leading this Mepham team quite a while with a good leadership role, and having that ability to play both, be able to throw the ball well and get in the box and make a difference on the other side. It's a huge part of being a part of the team.
Most definitely. And we're going to get the bottom of the second underway with the first pitch being called a ball. You wonder, how is this Mepham offense going to respond to what just happened in that top half of the second inning? You definitely don't want to score nothing. You definitely want to respond in some way. It is a 1-run game. Next pitch is a ball. And we have
Azaridi in his first time around, pop fly to the infield. 0-1 currently, looking for another opportunity to get on the board as he takes that pitch for a ball and is walked for his first time on base today.
4-pitch walk right there. Not a great start for Baldwin, as you just came off of a dominant hitting inning. You definitely want to keep up that momentum, but unfortunate right there. 4-pitch walk right there. As here comes the pitch, and another ball. 5 balls in a row right now. As we got Milonik batting up right now. He's one of the best hitters on his team. He's batting .357. He's got 7 RBIs so far. He's just been dominant. Takes another ball right there. So far, 6 balls in a row. You wonder, what is this pitcher going to do to try and just calm down a little bit, regroup, get back into his groove? And that pitch is underway. Another ball. 3-0 the count right now. You wonder, what is this pitcher going to try and do? You don't want to walk 2 batters back to back on 8 straight pitches. And that's exactly what just happened. Another Mepham Pirate on base. First and second, no outs.
One thing about having offensive-oriented games on both sides, they're long. They're going to last a while. The defense can't get you out of it. Offense is going to be on the field for a while. And that's exactly what we're seeing right now.
We have Quilty up right now. It looks like catcher had a little bit of talk with this pitcher right there. Try and get him to regroup. So we now have Quilty up to bat. He waits for the pitch. Here's the windup. Quilty swing first pitch right there.
That was there. Quilty definitely whiffed on that one. He wished he could get that one back. That one was definitely a hittable pitch, definitely one he wanted, but gonna have to move on and hopefully he gets another one like that.
Definitely. And you see as Quilty takes a ball right there, making the count 1-1. He's definitely looking for something to hit based off of that first swing. Definitely wants that pitch back. Probably going to try and wait for that to come again. As a strike gets called right on the corner, you can see Quilty shaking his head a little bit. Doesn't necessarily love the call, but you still got one more strike to deal with, so you got to get back in the box and just do your best.
Yeah, that one just clipped the zone here. Quilty didn't think he was going to get that one called for a strike.
As they try to go back right to that corner that was called a strike just before, but does not get it this time as the count is now 2-2.
Yeah, almost the same exact location, except he just missed that one outside for a ball. Definitely had the great idea of going back outside for it as Quilty fouls that one off behind him.
Putting up a solid at-bat right now. He was able to shrug off a pitch that he didn't necessarily enjoy. He took a swing at a pitch that he really wanted, but he's really brought this at-bat back now. It's now the count's 2-2. He fouled that one off. Let's see what happens next. This pitcher looks back at second base. There's the windup.
That one's popped high into the air for the infield. Second baseman's calling everybody off. And he gets that one for the first out of the side.
So we have one out right there. That was not enough for the runner on second to tag up. First and second, one out. And we have
Paolino up to bat.
Paolino now up to bat, looking to get some Pirates back at home. Here's the windup. Ooh. Takes a swing right to the third baseman. Oh, and it gets by him. Unfortunate, as we are going to have a run score right here. We are going to have
scores.
We're going to have a first and third situation here with only one out. That was just an unfortunate error right there for the Baldwin third baseman right there. We've seen that happen a lot on both sides. Just took a bad hop and just was not able to scoop that up.
That's all it really takes, you know. All it really takes is putting the ball in play. Once you get a ball in play, and you know, it's up to the defense to make the play, right? So now, if the defense isn't going to make the play, anything can really happen. That's what we saw right there. Shortstop bobbled the ball, got right past him for a slow grounder that got into the outfield. Malonic was able to round third, take that. As Rudy stopped at third, ball hit high into center field. It's dropped. As Rudy's going home, and Paolino advances to second.
Looked like a hit and run right there. Almost did not pay off, but you get that run in and you extend the lead to 9-6. Paolini running back and forth was sure that was going to be caught, but wasn't, and he did not necessarily go to first base right away, so he was able to get back and go to second base. It was good base running right there, as he was not called out right there, and now you have runners on first and second with only one out.
Yeah, you know, the outfielders deserve a lot more credit. Tracking that ball, especially in the evening sun, pointing right at your eyes, makes it difficult to really find where it is, and I think that's what just happened right there at the center fielder, you know. Got to get some good sunglasses that can really protect your eyes from the sun. As a barrel gets hit up to the middle of the field, gets into the outfield. Players rounding third, going home. Paolino scores again. D'Aquino advances to second base, and Torres gets a single at first.
Beautiful hit right there by Torres, extending the lead to 10-6 now, I believe, for the Mepham Pirates. And we have runners on first and second again with only one out. And we are going back to the top of the order.
Here's Zoller up, top of the order. This is the, you know, the ideal situation he wants to be in. He's got runners on, the team's rallying, and he's going up against a righty as a lefty hitter, you know. Let's see what he can do here.
Takes the first pitch for a ball right there. You wonder his mind, does he want to try and get some runs himself? He did give up some runs in the top half of the inning. You wonder, is he going to want to try and get payback himself, try and drive in some more runs? And Zoller takes another pitch for a ball, getting into count of 2-0.
You know, those last two pitches, the pitcher missed outside. You know, going against a pitcher like a hitter like Zoller who's batting lefty, I would try and get it across the plate. You know, get him jammed up in there. Make it look like it's going outside and make it come inside with a good fastball. You know, that could be really dangerous for him.
And it looked like he hung a slider right there, just too much over the plate, but luckily for him, Zoller just fouls it off right there.
Yeah, Zoller was definitely swinging for the fences on that one. He wanted that one. He saw it, he wanted to grab it, and he just missed it. Hopefully he can get another one like that. That's what he's praying for, but we'll just see if the pitcher makes a mistake like that again. And
Most definitely. I think that pitcher was trying to get that slider in, as you were talking about earlier. And here's the pitch. Zoller hits that to the second baseman. That's going to be to 2. And to first, he scoops it up. Do they get the call there? And he
Beautiful
did.
double play.
Beautiful scoop right there by the first baseman.
First baseman with a beautiful stretch, beautiful scoop, and the shortstop being able to field that ball, even with the base runner coming in sliding at him, kind of stumbled him up a little bit, but he was able to get the throw off, and that led it to an executed double play.
That was a well-put double play right there, and that's exactly the way you wanted. He had 1 out. It was just a beautiful situation. It was a tough scoop, but he did it. It was perfect execution.
Thank you, Luke, and thank you, Ollie. What a game it has been, a very tight one so far. Only a 4-1 difference, but in high school baseball, that can change in the snap of a finger.
Yeah, definitely. It's been pretty high scoring, but like you said, both teams can get a lot more. There's a lot more game left to play, and this could really go either way.
I mean, absolutely. So seeing that we have the Bruins coming up, what are some things that you've seen from on the offensive side from Baldwin?
I think at first they were having trouble adjusting to Zoller's pitching, but as they've gotten back to the top of the order a few times, they've gotten used to the speed and just the different pitches that he's throwing, so they've been able to hit the ball a little bit more.
I mean, absolutely. He has so much in the arsenal. He has 4 different pitches, both sitting at very high rates, a high 80s on the slider, and a very, very good spin rate on a lot of his off speeds. So he has not been able to locate some of his sliders, some of his curveballs, and he's been very confident in the 4 seam so far. So what would you say in terms of this inning? Because you're going to want to get out of it with nothing to their score. Do you think you stay with the fastball, or do you see them going to a little bit more off speed and trying to catch them off guard?
I think I would stay with the fastball because, like you said, the speed is something that the Bruins players are not seeing that often because it is so high, and I think that it can still do damage to some of these players. You know, they're not going to be used to hitting something that fast, and they could still swing and miss at a lot of those, just be off timing and stuff like that.
And absolutely, and you can see everyone gathering at the pitcher's mound. A huge confidence boost for Zoller with all his teammates behind him every step of the way. You can see Charlie Milonic, his catcher, talking to him as well. There's a lot of support for the Pirates, and that's one of the things that they strive for. They have the positivity board every single practice. It's really a new mentality here for the Pirates this year.
Yeah, it's a really important thing to have, to know that your players are there for you and are going to be there behind you, especially as a pitcher.
And Zoller Nunez, the first one is a slider in for a strike. That's one of the few that he's been able to locate for the first strike, and that's a huge confidence boost to him. It's all about momentum here in America's pastime. So as we're going to see the second pitch, Zoller, that one's hit to center field. Torres tracking it and able to bring it in fairly easily. A nice play there. A lot of trouble in the outfield so far for both teams, so it's a really nice refresher that they're able to get that one.
Yeah, and that's where it comes, where it's good when your players are there to back you up as a pitcher, because you don't want them to really make too much contact, but when they do, it's nice to know that it wasn't a hit, it didn't land in the outfield. And it's nice to know that you have your players there.
And another first pitch off-beat strike for Zoller. You really see the confidence shrug he's been going with this inning and putting everything last inning behind him, just absolutely dealing. And another slider just barely below the zone, but that is a great spot if you're the coaches.
Yeah, definitely. And it's really important to put that behind him. Start a new inning fresh.
Absolutely. Just keep the mind clear. Keep pitching how you know how to pitch and get the inside corners he's going to do there with another 4-seam. A 1-2 count here as Zoller looking to put his second batter away for the inning and maybe get a 1-2-3 if he's that lucky.
Definitely. He's definitely capable of it. We saw that in the first inning.
Absolutely. Zoller, his 4th pitch of the at-bat. That one's going to be an off-speed. Barely misses with the slider.
But he can afford to miss there because he was so ahead of the count with those first 2 pitches. And that's an important thing to do, to get ahead as much as possible.
Absolutely, and Mugford has seen a lot of off speed here. You have to assume Zola's going to go for the 2-seam, try to get him late on one, as he can go another off speed, a curveball there. That's going to be down in a full count here.
It's good to give the batter something to swing at that's not necessarily in the zone, but something that might be just a little bit outside or a little low to try and see if they'll swing.
And Zola there, a 4-seam with a little bit of 2-seam run, and that was going to be ball 4. So the first base runner of the bottom of the third here for the Bruins is going to go to Mugford. Runner on first now, 1 out. A lot here towards the bottom of the lineup. Mariano now. A Zoller, a lefty on righty matchup here. Another chance at a first strike. That one's going to be drilled up the middle. Paolino right there, and they're going to double him up. A great play by the senior on senior day. Rocco Paolino. Some quick hands, quick reaction, and a great throw over there to Quilty, as that's going to end the inning.
And it's great that he was so aware of where the runner was on first base and how big of a lead he had taken, since he was pretty much halfway to second at that point. So he's able to get him out there and just be quick enough to get him before he was able to get back to first.
Absolutely, and now it's time to go hit for the Pirates here. Able to get out of that inning unscathed, and at this point, keep your foot on the gas. 7 in the first, 3 in the second. They've not gone scoreless yet in a half an inning so far, and as they're going to look to kind of continue that streak going into the third.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's very important that they just get a couple base runners on to start, and then they just can keep their momentum going from there. But if they can get someone on early anyway, then it'll be good for hitters later on to just get them in and start a rally.
I mean, absolutely. That's the name of the game. Get runners on base, keep the rally going, keep the momentum in your favor. And baseball is a game of confidence. Anything could happen at any time. So continue to kind of get your guys on base. Every single batter is a new chance to set the tone. And there's a sophomore here, Grady DeLuca, junior, is going to get a chance to do just that. The third inning now for Jaslow, as he has given up 10 so far, been able to get a few strikeouts here. His fielders are really going to have to be behind him on this inning, as we got the top of the lineup here, or the upper half of the lineup here for the Pirates. Grady DeLuca now, second baseman here. He's going to take a first pitch outside, a fastball there, one of Jaslow's favorite, and that's going to go in the way of the Pirates. Second one, another one that's going to be spiked in front of the plate. 2-0 count here. DeLuca has full control of this at bat so far, and they're going to look to put the pressure on the Bruins.
Yeah, that's what you want to try and shy away from if possible, because when you're in a 3-0 count like that, then you have to try and work back, and it's very difficult to do that when the hitter's probably the hitter's really in the driver's seat at that point.
Absolutely, and he had full intention of taking that pitch. A 3-1 count here was 3-0. Just make the pitcher throw something, let him see one, and they're going to swing at a changeup in the dirt. And a nice pitch, a nice location there from the Bruins, trying to get him to swing at something a little bit lower in the zone. A safer pitch, but a very tough one to locate, as he's going to do it there. Payoff pitch 3-2 is going to be fouled off into the top of the cage.
Pitcher did a great job working his way back to a full count there, and even then pitching a strike after that.
I just probably need to be reset.
Got a few warming up in the bullpen for the Bruins. They're going to see if Jaslow can get out of this inning unscathed and let him stay in the game. There's the 3-2 pitch there. It's going to be a nice location. A good one over the second baseman's head. DeLuca heading for second. A double in the gap. That throw is going to be on line. A good throw by the center fielder. And he is going to be down by the outfielder. A relay to second base is going to be caught.
I think he didn't realize how quickly it was going to get into second base because it was a nice hit right in the gap, and it was just surprising how quickly they were able to get that in.
A great reach there by DeLuca, getting it over the second baseman's head, but you've got to give all the credit there to the center fielder and to the Bruins. A good tag by shortstop and a really, really on target and great throw by the center fielder there. Everything has to go perfect in a play like that, and everything did go perfect on that play as the ball is going to be ripped out of Mepham territory as D'Aquino. A lot of power in that bat, as you saw with the double he had earlier in this game. And on a 1-1 count, this is absolutely his count. Another one here going to be popped out of territory. First baseman going to get it. And they're going to convert the foul territory catch. We couldn't even see it from over here. But a nice play, stretching all the way, showing a lot of range on that one. That's going to be 2 outs there in just about 8 pitches.
It's a pretty impressive thing to do and good to keep his pitch count low. And only 8 pitches, especially if he can keep that up throughout the inning.
Azariti, another powerful one here. 18 RBIs heading into today. He's going to look to kind of start the rally with 2 outs, and slider outside is going to give him the opportunity to be ahead in the count. Here's the third, jumping straight into that one. A fastball here. That's going to be popped up closer to shortstop area, running in, and a lot of trouble tracking that with the wind, but able to get under is the Bruins, and a shutout frame from both the Bruins and the Pirates. As we will see you all later, we're going to send it back to your first quarter sportscasters, Jared Boxmeyer and Brandon Catalina.
Thank you, Jake and Nikki, as we're getting ready to start the 4th inning here. Pirates 10, Bruins 6.
Yeah, Zoller going back on the bump. He has 5 Ks today. It'll be interesting to see how many more he can get, considering he hasn't had the exact start he's wanted, but he's been able to battle through it.
Yeah, Zoller coming off a very strong inning last inning, able to get that inning-ending line-out double play to keep his pitch count down.
Yeah, that's crucial, you know. As a starting pitcher, you don't want to drive that huge pitch count up or it will ruin your day. He kept it low with that crucial double play.
Yeah, and the Bruins just trying to get those base runners to end up getting those guys in.
Yeah, Zoller leaned a lot on the fast stuff to start the game off. I wouldn't be shocked if he leans a lot on the slider and changeups to start things off and then go off hard and away.
Yeah, as this game's gone on, he's just started to lean away from that fastball, as we will have Dave Vargas stepping up to the plate here.
Dave Vargas, their last hitter, 9-hitter, you know, as a 9-hitter, you want to just get on base, flip it over the top, and that will make your team get runs. That's how you get runs as a 9-hitter. You get on base.
As he had a strong at-bat last time, trying to build off of that and get the Bruins an early base runner this inning.
Yeah, as you know, he's a 9-hitter. Flip it to Giselo, flip it to Estevez, flip it to Helly. They're all strong hitters, all batting about 300, and they will be able to rope you in.
Yes, as Milanic heads back behind the plate here with Vargas stepping up to the plate.
Yeah, I'm guessing he's going to go off speed here, considering how many fastballs he started hitters off with. I think he's going to lean on the off speed to start this inning.
As Zola getting ready here, getting signs from Milanic, and into the windup, and the pitch by Zola is outside as Milanic makes the catch there, 1-0 count.
Yeah, outside slider. He tried for it to break into the zone, but it didn't have enough break on it.
1-0 count here to Vargas as he is looking to work the count and work up pitches on Zola after he had a long second inning. Quick bounce back third, and the pitch by Zola gets the corner there, 1-1 count.
Yeah, back to the slider there. He hit his spot that time, probably what he was trying to do last pitch, but now 1-1 count.
As Zola getting ready here, count going on. Zola into the windup here, and the pitch by Zola. Swing and a miss there, 1-2 count.
Yeah, beautiful changeup right there. Got the swing and miss. Hitter throws a fastball just perfect. Hit the dirt. Perfect pitch.
Yeah, Zola now ahead in the count, trying to just get that put-away pitch to get his 6th strikeout of the game. We'll see what pitch Zola goes with. I'm thinking maybe the slider. Zola into the windup now in the pitch. Gets that slider, but that one will be called low, 2-2 count.
Yeah, you were right. Put the slider in just low, just at the ankles.
Yeah, Zola now 2-2 count, trying to end up ending this count and get his big put-away pitch to bring up the next Bruins hitter. Zola into the windup now in the pitch. Outside there, full count. Great job by Vargas working the count there. That'll bring up Giselo into the on-deck circle.
Yeah, trying to get your leadoff hitter right now. Giselo up with a runner on base. That's exactly what you want to do as a 9-hitter.
As Vargas waits, Zola into the windup, and the pitch by Zola will be swing and a miss, as that one gets the top of the zone, forces the swing. Zola with the 6th strikeout of the game.
Yeah, even though he didn't get, he battled right there. That was a battle at bat. He didn't get the desired at bat, but he got 7 pitches right there.
Yeah, Zola was able to win that battle that Vargas put up to bring up Giselo.
Yeah, and Giselo right here over 300.
And the pitch by Zola is in there for strike 1. Zola getting ahead of yet another count.
Yeah, he's starting both batters off with a slider, getting the off speed as he started the first couple innings off with the fastballs.
As an 0-1 count here, top of the 4th inning, and the pitch by Zola is in there, gets the corner, 0-2 count again for Zola.
Yeah, leadoff hitter right here for the Bruins, Giselo, trying to get on base. You need base runners to score runs.
As Zola here now, ahead 0-2 with the big lead, really trying to get that big out, and that one is lined into center field, bounces past the center fielder and rolls all the way to the wall. Running first, he takes second, thinking for more, going for the triple, and he's able to slide in and be safe. Big hit by Giselo, as that one just got right by. As Torres wasn't able to keep that one in front of him. That ended up turning into a triple for the Bruins there.
Yeah, that ball was absolutely rocketed up to center field, then took a wicked hop to the left. That ball was going right to his glove, took a hop on this dress, and it went flying.
Yeah, big 1-out triple there for Giselo to bring up Estevez now, trying to cash in that 1-out runner in scoring position. Zola now trying to shake that off into the windup in the pitch. Clips the bottom of the zone, strike 1 there.
Perfect pitch right there with a slider, nothing you can do as a hitter.
Yeah, Zola looking to keep his pitches going, ahead in the count yet again. Last time he wasn't able to get that put away. We'll see if he can keep it going now. And Zola another windup in the pitch by Zola. Low there, as close pitch there, 1-1 count.
Yeah, just about the same slot, just a bit more outside than the last pitch, why he didn't get the call.
As it's a 1-1 count here, Zola into the windup, getting ready for the pitch, and the pitch is in there and by him. The slider just dropped right in there for the 1-2 count.
3 sliders so far. This batter wouldn't be surprised if he goes a fastball upstairs.
Yeah, maybe he will not be expecting the velocity, as Zola's just gone all off speed here. But maybe he tries to throw in the changeup. And Zola into the windup now, and the pitch by Zola is grounded to the first baseman. No play there, there's no one to cover, as it's an infield single for the Bruins. It'll be 10-7 now.
Yeah, that ball was hit right to, it was a rough play. No one was able to get to the bag. Pretty soft off the bat, which is why he went through it. But he went with the fastball there, and he went the other way with it, 2-strike hitting approach.
A smart play by Estevez there, able to just put his head down and start running that, make sure he is safe and not giving up. And the pitch by Zola there, in for a strike. The throw to first rolls past the first baseman there, but no advance.
Yeah.
1-out count.
Quilty did a good job getting most of it in front of him so it wouldn't go to the outfield where he might have been able to advance to second.
That's a 1-0 count here. Zola trying to get a big double play to end the inning and escape this jam. Zola behind as it's 0-1 here, and that one is in. That one could do it in the short one on the post. No throw there.
Pretty good swing right there, you know, went to the shortstop, but 2 outs for the Pirates, and Zoller with that lefty pickoff move will be able to hold the runner on just like he did last time. Runners are not getting huge leads, which is one of the reasons why that was such an easy play. He might have been safe if he doesn't have the lefty pickoff move.
As a good play by Paolino, able to play that hop right for that fielder's choice. 2 outs now, runner on first here. That'll bring up, and that one is lined in the center field, running, and it'll go over towards his head, off the fence out there. Bruins are sending one home as he will score no throw. It'll be 10-8 here as the Bruins showing some life here as they will bring up Lopez now.
Yeah, that ball was rocketed over the center fielder's head. And 10-8 ball game. Mepham's going to call a mound visit. And, you know, Bruins doing a great job. This is the Pirates' ace pitcher, Jaden Zoller, came in with a 1.24 ERA on the day, and they are hitting him well.
Yeah, as coach wants to talk it over with Zoller here after he saw the last few balls be hard hit, even on that fielder's choice. Zoller in a tough situation here, up 10-8, runner again in scoring position. Can the Bruins convert and make it a 10-9 game?
Yeah, you know, Pirates came out so strong in that first inning, up 7-0. Bruins, though, showing some huge resilience, keeping it now to 2 runs. You know, they made it 7-6, but now it's only a 2-run ball game. It's Eddie Woods' baseball game.
As Milonic back behind home here, as up to the plate now for the Bruins, it'll be Lopez. As Zola into the windup here as the Pirates shifting back over to play straight up, and that one will be in for a ball there, 1-0 count.
Lopez batting 200 to start the day and looking for probably a hit to the right side.
Zola looking to get that big first strike for him here, down 1-0 in the count. Zola in the windup in the pitch, gets the bottom of the zone, 1-1 count.
2 outs right here. Plays are going to first, you know. Get that quick out. Get the inning over. Get your bats back.
As a 1-1 count here to Lopez with Nunez on deck. Zola looks the runner back at second. No one holding him on there. And the pitch by Zola misses the top corner. Ball 2.
2-1 count now. You're probably going to see a strike right here. Challenge pitch for the hitter.
As Zola looking to bounce back behind in this count. 2-1 here as Zola into the windup now. Getting ready for the big pitch, and the pitch by Zola nearly hits Lopez. 3-1 count here.
Yeah, went for the challenge hit. 2 inside, though. Lopez able to get out of the way of that fastball, though.
As Zola looked like he almost overthrew that one, that he lost control of it. 3-1 count here. Bruins down 2, trying to get the leading runner to the plate. And the pitch by Zola outside as Milonic able to catch that one. It'll be first and second, 2 outs, and a big opportunity for Nunez and the Bruins.
Yeah, Zoller has a fastball about 80 in the mid-80s, so.
As it looks like we will have a pitching change here for the Pirates, and that'll bring in BMB's very own Jake Maxwell.
Yeah, Jake Maxwell, very tall pitcher. It changes the release point up. You're going from a short lefty to a tall righty. It's going to be coming more down on you, so you have to have a more elevated swing.
As not the outing Zola was looking for, but maybe they can save the Pirates' lead here as Maxwell comes in a big jam.
Baldwin is going to try getting runners on. You know, you probably don't want to be too aggressive with a new pitcher coming in. You never know how many strikes they're going to throw.
Yeah, so Maxwell throwing his warm-up pitches, showing he's warmed up as you see Nunez scouting him, trying to time up his pitches from the on-deck circle with his warm-up swings.
Yeah, going to be about the bottom half of the Bruins lineup, so we're probably going to see a lot of strikes. Nunez batting 231 with 5 RBIs coming into the game, so he has been pretty clutch for the Bruins. Going to probably need to come up clutch here to tie the game.
Yeah, it says it'll be 6, 7, and 8 if it gets that far. It'll be Nunez, Mugford, and Milano.
Yep, and you know, the Bruins gonna probably try to get some across. As I said, you want to get this game within one. That's one swing away then if it's within one.
Yeah, it says all you need is a little hitter, just bat on ball, because anything can happen if Nunez just puts the bat on the ball. But Max will be looking for a big strikeout here to any inning or a ground ball that they can make that routine play.
Yep, exactly. They want the routine out. You know, 2 outs in the inning. Want to get this inning over with.
Yeah, this is Maxwell just showing off all his pitches here as he's getting his warm-up in as Nunez waiting patiently, ready to step in the box.
Yep, and you know, Maxwell gonna go for strikes, get this 1 out. They only need 1 out, so gonna probably be aggressive here.
As Maxwell getting ready here, switching from a lefty to a righty. We'll see the adjustment that these Bruins will make as we have 2 completely different pitches as Maxwell now into the windup here, getting ready to throw the pitch to Nunez. As Maxwell looking back at the runner at second. First and second, 2 outs here. Maxwell with the pitch in there, in the dirt there for ball 1.
Yeah, you know, good eye right there. Gonna take all the balls you can get.
Yes, we're gonna see a very disciplined Bruins team here in this big situation, down by 2, especially with the leading runner up. As Maxwell high there, 2-0 count.
We see the Bruins dugout now getting into it, cheering, trying to get this runner on. You know, 2-0 count right there. This is a very close ball game.
As Maxwell looking to throw his first strike of his early outing. 2-0 count to Nunez here. Maxwell needs to make his big pitch. As Maxwell under the windup in the pitch, gets to the bottom of the zone. Big strike there by Maxwell. Could that turn the count?
Yeah, Nunez asking where it was, but it's called a strike.
Could be a very pivotal pitch there by Maxwell as he's able to get his first strike. 2-1 count, 2 on, 2 out. Leading runner at the plate, 10-8 game Pirates. As Maxwell looking back at the runner and into the windup, and the pitch is fouled up off the backstop, and that'll make it a 2-2 count here.
Went with the high inside fastball. He was late on it, barely got a piece of it. He might go back to that again.
As we'll see Maxwell's first attempt at the big put-away pitch here, trying to get that inning-ending strikeout and get the Pirates out of this inning with the lead. As Maxwell into the set here, now the windup and the pitches. Look for a slider there. Milanic able to keep that one in front of him as it's a full count to Nunez.
Full count pitch, probably going to go to the fastball here. Get it 1 in the zone. You don't want to walk the bases loaded.
As Mugford is the awaiting batter on deck. 3-2, runners will be going here now with 2 outs because there's no harm in that. As Maxwell into the windup here, as he looks for the pickoff there, but no one is on first base as they'll call a balk on Maxwell, saying he did go home first and did not step off the rubber. So it's a balk to balk the runners over. Second and third, 2 outs.
Now we might be throwing a ball this pitch on purpose. Now, runners already on second and third. You could try getting him to chase this pitch.
As Maxwell a little frustrated on that call there by the ump, looking to not let it shake him up here. 3-2, second and third, 2 outs. Down by 2 of the Bruins, and Maxwell under the windup, and the pitch is grounded to third there as it's booted by the third baseman. Not able to get any outs as we have a 10-9 game.
Yeah, ball hit pretty hard, took a rough bounce there, able to beat it out. 10-9 for Mepham, but tying runner on third base, just got to put one in play, get to the bag.
Yes, as out the lead, he's had a couple rough bounces that have been costly for the Pirates. Can the Bruins convert on one and tie the game now? First and third, 2 outs here. Mugford at the plate needs a ball in play on the outfield grass, and that one is up. Chase for the ball there, and he comes down to make the catch there, and center is towards to end the inning. But a high action-packed inning there by the Bruins, but Maxwell able to hold off the full-blown lead as it's 10-9 at the end of 3.5 here. Getting ready to go to the bottom of the fourth. And now we're going to send it over to Ollie Mattis with an interview.
Thanks, guys. I'm here at the Mepham dugout with Coach Passman. So, Coach Passman, I've heard that you've been the head coach for a while. You're now the assistant coach. Can you tell me, what's up with that demotion?
It's not really demotion. I got hurt, had a couple knee surgeries, and I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do the work that the head coach does.
I see.
My assistants get it now.
All right. And can you tell me, what do you like so far about this game that's going on? What do you think has gone well for the Mepham Pirates?
Nothing really. I like anything. Really. The pitching is not good. It's we're wild, and we're not hitting the way we should be hitting, and it's not good right now.
So what do you want the Pirates to do to try and maintain this lead and possibly expand more in the upcoming innings?
Swing at good pitches, not wild swings. Swing at pitches that you have a chance of hitting.
All right. Thank you so much, Coach
You're welcome,
Passman.
my friend. Thank you.
It's been an honor.
Okay, thank you.
Sending you guys back to the sportscasters.
Thank you, Ollie, for letting us be able to hear from Coach Passman as Giselo is back out there on the bump for the bottom of the fourth inning as it is Pirates 10, Bruins 9.
Milonic leading off this inning right now. He's the catcher today. He is batting .300 on the season. He's going to be looking to lead this off with a base hit.
Yes, Milonic already tonight with a hit in one of his early at-bats as he's getting ready to step into the box here. As this inning for the Pirates, it'll be Milonic, Quilty, and Paulino.
Yeah, started the inning off with or not started, but in the first inning he had a single.
Yes, as he looks to carry that over as last inning, the Bruins were able to pick up a couple of their runs, and the Pirates looking to match now.
Yep, as it's Milonic, Quilty, Polino for the Pirates. Quilty already has 2 RBIs this game.
Yes, as Quilty did hit that rocket to center field, they're able to get that one to drop with the bases loaded. And the pitch here by Giselo as Milonic whips that one, looking for the gap there as it drops there for a ground rule double. As a great piece of hitting by Milonic, being aggressive at the plate. You can see how excited he is at second base after that ground rule double.
Yeah, that ball was absolutely scorched by Milonic. That ball almost went out, but just shy of it.
As a multi-hit game here today for Milonic, now we'll bring up Quilty, looking for another one of his hits.
Yeah, already has that ground rule double as well, looking for a ball in play, really. You know, you got to get at least 1 run after you let up 2 last inning.
As Quilty up to the plate here, Giselo into the windup, runner on second, nobody out here. As calling for the pickoff there, doesn't get it. As Quilty takes that one high for ball 1.
Yeah, good to lay off it. He started his swing, but knew it was going to be high. Way to lay off that 1-0.
Yes, as Giselo into the windup here. And the pitch there is, gets the outside corner there. 1-1 count as Quilty steps out and stuffs back in now.
Yeah, perfect pitcher's pitch right there. Way to lay off it. That's not what you want to swing at with no strikes.
1-1 count here. The pitch by Giselo gets to the bottom of the zone. 1-2 count.
Gotta be aggressive here now as the hitter. You don't want to get punched out looking.
Yes, as Giselo looking for the big strikeout with that runner in scoring position in Milonic. Quilty at the plate here, looking for another big swing of his own, and the pitch in the dirt there. Milonic able to take third on that one.
Great read by Milonic in the dirt. Now it's Quilty. You want to get this ball in play, either a high fly ball or a ball on the ground, as the outfield has now just shifted to playing more in.
Yes, as the infield and outfield are shifting over now. 2-2 count as you see the infield coming all the way in here for the play at home. Will Milonic be going, if it is that ground ball, will they choose to send Milonic on contact, or will they hold him? And it is fouled behind the plate there by Quilty. Stay alive.
It looks like he's not going on contact. He didn't run right away right there when it was fouled, so I'm guessing he won't go on contact here.
Yes, as he could maybe on that ground ball wait for the throw to first to see if he will go. And Quilty hits that one to center field. Looks like it'll get the job done even if it is caught. It is caught there. Milonic tags, scores easily there. Get to the Pirates. One of their runs back. Pirates 11, Bruins 9.
Third RBI right there from Quilty. That ball is about equivalent to his other double that went for a ground rule double. That ball also destroyed the center field. That time caught, but he got the RBI, did his job.
As Paulino will step up to the plate, looking to get on base yet again. The pitch is in the dirt outside, 1-0 count.
Paulino, one of the fastest guys on this Pirates team. He's gonna, if he gets on, he will cause havoc on the bases.
And the pitch here is in the dirt and blocked with no one on base, 2-0 count.
Good eye, get up 2-0 in the count. You know, this is not the guy you want to walk. He will easily be able to steal second.
Yes, as Paulino ahead in the count, 2-0 here. Takes that one in the dirt, 3-0 count. Will he get the green light up by 2?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he gets a green light. Gisele's still in the mound for the Bruins.
And the pitch is, gets the inside corner. Paulino thought ball 4. Seemed to disagree there.
Yep, great pitch right there.
And the pitch is whipped by Paulino out in the left field, and it'll dunk in as Paulino reaches base for the 3rd time today. Very strong senior day for him, and now coming up is D'Aquino, who had that whip in the center field that was over the center fielder's head to bring home one of his own RBIs.
Yeah, I got the bloop single right there off the end of the bat into no man's land. Great pitting right there, get the base hit.
As it'll be D'Aquino here. 1 on, 1 out, and the pitch is Paulino stealing, as you said before, as he is able to steal that bag. As you said, you do not want him getting on the bases because he is a threat to steal, and no hesitation on that first pitch, converts with that stolen base to get the Pirates another one in scoring position.
Yeah, cause havoc on those bases. It'll really help you out.
And here is D'Aquino ahead in the count now, and that one is skied in the center field. Could be enough to tag for Paulino, as he will tag. The throw will get there on a hop, stand up, tag up by D'Aquino, as Paulino now to 3rd, and that'll bring up towards the 9-hitter with Maxwell on deck.
Yeah, Zoller taken out of the game because he's out of pitching. He had 2 singles already today, so it's going to be hard for them to get base hits without their best hitter.
Yeah, it says Torres looking for a big hit here with the Pirates, having a runner on 3rd, trying to just get him in there as he swings first pitch, and that one's grounded back to the pitcher, and it is dropped by the first baseman as the Pirates get her on there. Maybe played a little too casually by Giselo, and also Healy there, but the Pirates are able to get that one there. 12-9 as Maxwell will come to the plate. 1 on, 2 out.
Yeah, Maxwell's first at-bat of the game. It'll be interesting to see how they pitch to him.
And also his approach, how it'll be with the 1 on, 1 out, up 3. The Pirates, regardless, able to get 2 back this inning. Successful inning there as Maxwell swings and fouls that one off. 0-1 count.
Yeah, you know, Torres committed to Farmingdale State College, as we said before, and for baseball, so it'll be interesting if he has some blazing speed.
Yes, as 0-1 here to Maxwell, and the pitch gets the outside corner there. It'll be 0-2 to Maxwell.
Yeah, I'm expecting another fastball. Just blew right past him right there.
As Maxwell trying to get the hit, Behind 0-2 as Torres on the move there as Maxwell whips that one into center field as Torres will go first to third there as Maxwell coming up with a hit in his first at-bat to bring up DeLucia, who's had a great game today. Multi-hit game, including a ground rule double earlier in the whip single.
Yeah, he stayed back on the changeup, waited, and then pounced on it right up the middle. Perfect piece of hitting.
And again, the Pirates doing what they've done a lot today. They've gotten behind in those counts and gotten those big two-strike hits to drive in runs or advance the runners. As DeLucia up to the plate here, as it'll be Giselo still in the game. Not sure how much longer they're going to go with him. And that one gets the corner there on DeLucia. 0-1 count.
You have to wonder if the Pirates are going to steal here with first and third. You want to try getting another run in this inning. You could even sacrifice Maxwell for a run.
Yes, and the pitch there is swing and a miss. Good pitch there. A lot of break. 0-2 to DeLucia.
Yeah, with 2 strikes here, I would not be shocked at all if Maxwell is running.
Yes, it's Maxwell taking his lead at first base. DeLucia behind the count. 0-2. Maxwell takes another step, does not go. Swing and a miss there as DeLucia will strike out, and that'll end the inning. At the end of 4 innings of play here, Pirates 12, Bruins 9. Bruins will be coming to bat as Maxwell looks to put out a very strong inning.
That was a very good inning for the Mepham Pirates right there. Being able to get some runs back. Got to settle down now. Try and keep this lead at what it is, 12-9 right now. Gonna wonder, is Maxwell gonna remain pitching, or are we gonna get pitching sub? And it looks like Maxwell is gonna be going back out on the mound. He did do pretty solid last inning. He only gave up 2 runs, I believe, which is pretty solid. I mean, he's got to have a lot more confidence in him. He got a hit. He just got in the bat at just now in the bottom of the 4th. So he's got to have some confidence in himself, and he's now going up to the mound to get some pitches in.
Yeah, BMB's very own Jake Maxwell went in for Zoller in the 4th inning. He only let up around 1 or 2 runs. Obviously, could be better, but not terrible compared to what the second inning looked like for the Mepham Pirates. Was able to get the Pirates out of the inning in the last one with a little damage. So he returns back to the bump, looking to proceed with his excellence and hopefully keep it up and get the Pirates out of this one.
It looks like we have just Maxwell warming up a little bit, getting the infield warmed up a little bit.
And our very own BMB show, Sports Talk. Tune into the most recent episode of Sports Talk, where this month we took a deeper dive into the Mepham basketball teams as their seasons came to an end. Join Jake Mano and Mel Arcos as they take you through the story of their season and see if Kyle McQuillan has what it takes to match up against the Pirates' senior star.
Most definitely, most definitely. And it looks like we are about to get this top of the 5th inning underway. Got Maxwell on the mound. And we got Baldwin up to bat right now. First AB, first pitch. You get a strike right on that corner. Ump's giving him that corner the whole game for both sides. Morano gonna try and adjust there, up to bat right now. See what he can do. Here's the windup and the pitch. Maxwell gets that corner again, just painting that corner with those fastballs. You gotta wonder, Morano, what is he gonna do? You can't. He does not like that pitch at all. But at some point, you gotta adjust. You might have to swing. And Maxwell wouldn't be a terrible idea to go back here. And we have the pitch, and he does try to go back there again, but he just does not quite execute it right there. And we are now in a 1-2 count right now, which is still favorable for Maxwell.
Yeah, Maxwell seems like he's living on that outside corner right now, as it's been working well for him.
And here's the pitch. Didn't really go for it that time. Morano seemed a little interested in it, but not fully enough, and that pitch was high at the chest, and the count is now 2-2. Trying to stay in this at-bat and fight.
Check swing on a high fastball. I'm telling you, gotta stay up there.
And Maxwell gets the chase right there on a beautiful slider, gets the strikeout on Morano.
And that's how you set the tone of the inning, you know. Striking out the leadoff batter of the inning, that's a huge way to make a statement. Stay assertive on the bump, and looking forward to the next AB to possibly throw a chair to the next batter.
Most definitely. Maxwell's got some momentum. He did get a hit in the bottom of the 4th inning, and now he's continuing pitching as we have DeVargas now batting up, and here's the pitch.
Ooh.
Beautiful pitch right there.
Beautiful break from that breaking ball. Was going inside towards the batter. Batter even stepped a little outside of the box, thinking it was going to come at him. But it was able to curve inside, getting right over the plate when there for a strike. Same pitch again, breaking ball, going over the plate, but curves outside to just get the outside corner. Batter bites at it, swings, strike 2. Puts Maxwell in the 0-2 count. He's ahead. He's looking to get the punch out right here.
Beautiful execution by Maxwell as he gets the sign. And here he comes ready for the pitch. Here's the windup. And he gets the call right there. Strike 3. Beautiful execution by Maxwell. Paints the corner in that first breaking ball. Gets him a chase on that second one. And just gets the corner, outside corner once again. And we are now back to the top of the order with Jezilo. As Maxwell's just been dominating.
He's in the driver's seat right now. He's liking everything that's going for him. He's finding his spots. He's knowing his pitches. He's putting it right in the places he wants it to be. He's definitely in control. We're going up with 2 outs right now. No runners on. You know, the offense has to find something here if they really want to get something going. But right now, it seems like the defense is right now on top.
Yeah, this is kind of like what we're seeing what Zoller did in the first inning, just repeatedly getting these strike calls, getting these beautiful pitches. As he gets the corner again on a 1-1 count, we have 2 outs right now as Maxwell's been dominating, struck out 2 in a row so far, potentially looking for a third right now. As Jezilo gets back in the box, and it looks like Maxwell's got the sign. Here's the windup. Tries to go for the corner right there with the fastball, but does not quite get him. We are now in the 2-1 count. Maxwell's been dominating so far.
He's got room to work with this batter, you know, going up with 2 outs and mowing down the last 2 batters. He can throw some setup pitches, but he's really, like I said before, he's in the driver's seat. He's in control right now. He should honestly just stick to what he was doing for the last 2. Get him out of this side. Make it fast and easy.
Maxwell has fallen behind in the count right now, trying to get in a strike here to keep this at-bat going. And he gets a chase going on that slider. Beautiful execution. That slider's just been working phenomenally for him throughout this inning.
Full count here as Maxwell goes back to the bump.
Now you wonder, do you think he's going to try and get another chase on that slider, or is he going to try and paint the corner with that fastball if it's like he's been doing during the inning?
I would just stick with the fastball. You know, don't try and get too fancy. Let him try and chase it. You know, let the defense try and do something behind you, because right now you got everything going for you, so let it go.
Here's the pitch. And that's going to be hit into left field. And that's going to get down, and it appears to be a ground rule double. So beautiful at bat right there by Jezilo as he gets Maxwell in that AB. Beautiful job by Jezilo right there, just staying alive. He had some calls they didn't like against him with the corners, but he was able to fight back, and he gets himself a ground rule double, and he's now on second base.
Yeah, now that wasn't really the idea I had for him. You know, maybe he was thinking more of a fastball, high and out of the zone, make him chase, you know, try and not get too fancy, but something that can make him bite. There, he kind of just misses his spot, which is a rarity for this inning for him. Lets the back end make good contact with the ball, drives it to the outfield for a double. Not what you wanted to see by Maxwell, but based off of the first 2 batters that he had in this inning, he should stay confident. You know, that was only 1 hit. He's got a runner at second, but still he's got 2 outs. So he's just got to get 1 more out here and finish up the side and let the offense do its thing again.
I mean, now if Estevez up to bat, he took a ball, and he takes another one. That one almost hitting him, a fastball. Brushed him off the plate a little bit. Maxwell got to relax a little bit. He's behind the count right now. First time during the inning he's been behind the count. 2-0.
Maxwell checks the runner at second. Checks him again.
Here's the pitch.
That's down there. That's up in the air. First baseman's tracking it, and it's caught. Maxwell with a great outing in that side. Shut down the ladders. He let up a double, but in the grand scheme of things, it really didn't matter too much. No runs were scored. That was a great side from Maxwell. Exactly what you want to see from your pitcher. Minimal amount of pitches, and looks like he could probably go for another inning.
Most definitely. That was a beautiful outing right there by Maxwell. First 2 batteries, he got a strikeout right there. And we're just going to look at that replay of that double hit right there by Jezilo. Just beautiful execution right there, and just what a way to stay in that at-bat. But unfortunately Baldwin was not able to execute on that, and we are now heading into the bottom of the 5th inning.
Wait, I can't even see that. I can't even see it anymore.
And you gotta wonder, Mepham, they now have some momentum. They've gone through an inning without giving up a run, and you gotta wonder, are they gonna be able to keep this momentum going and get some more runs of their own, get some more insurance runs? It's a pretty close game. It's 12-9. No lead is really secure for any teams. We saw earlier Mepham went up early in the first inning, getting 7, but immediately in the top half of the second inning, you saw Baldwin get 6 of their own, which brought the game to a 1-run deficit. But it looks like Mepham's been able to just maintain this lead throughout the majority of the game. They've been dominating so far, and you got to wonder, are they going to keep this momentum going now that they got the scoreless inning out of Maxwell?
Yeah, definitely a high-scoring game right now, but Mepham still does have the lead by 3 runs. It's not a lot, but not a little. Definitely have to get some insurance run here, kind of secure the lead a little bit better, and hopefully shut this game out. We're getting into the bottom of the 5th right now. Only a little bit left to go in this game, so if I'm going to get some insurance runs right here, keep the defense strong, I think they can really shut this game out.
Yeah, it looks like we have Cardona getting ready to get up to the bat. It's been pretty productive so far during this game. You want to see what more you can do. Here's the pitch. Takes one for a strike, fastball. Cardona getting back into the box, getting ready for the second pitch. Looks like pitcher has the sign. Here's the windup. Looked low. Maybe a changeup right there, down in the zone, just into the dirt. Did not get Cardona to chase right there, and it's now 1-1 count. Pitcher has the sign. Here's the windup. And there's Cardona taking a swing right there. You know he wanted that one. It looked like he put all his might into that. Count is now 1-2. Definitely wanting that one back. But you got to stay locked in on this at bat. So you got to wonder what's going to come next from this pitcher. Try to get Cardona to chase right there. Does not work right there. We're now in the 2-2 count. Cardona getting back into the box. Pitcher is the sign. Here's the windup. Another foul ball right there by Cardona. Just staying in the AB.
Fighting it off, keeping the AB alive, and making the pitcher throw a lot of pitches. It's key, although you don't see much production going on right here, chipping away like this, staying alive is a huge part, and it gets irritating for the pitcher, having to throw all these pitches.
Definitely. Here's the windup. And that looks like that's going to get up the middle for a single right there for Cardona. Beautiful at bat right there.
And, as a pitcher, it's kind of demoralizing throwing that many pitches in that bat and letting the batter win the battle. It's a hard one to see, but you really got to let that one go. Just get to the next batter, hopefully throw minimal pitches and get the next out there.
Definitely, definitely. And here's the next batter for Mepham. We have Braden Seligman now up to the bat. And he takes a strike on that corner. Like I said before, we've been seeing a lot of calls on this corner lately and not too many swings coming about like on the pitches that are at that corner. You got to wonder, are any teams going to try and get some sort of swing on that and potentially go up a tackle as we now get a pickoff attempt right there. Does not work right there. But you got to wonder, Luke, do you think we're going to see any opportunities of like some team trying to take that ball the other way?
We haven't seen that all game. Primarily, batters have been pulling it. We have a lot of righty batters in this game on both sides of on both teams. A lot of pulling just going on here. I've been seeing a lot of hits. The hot corner. Hot corner's been hot. There's a reason why they call it that. The third baseman's have been getting a lot of action this game on both sides of the ball, and definitely a lot of hits into the left field and especially center field. As that one's pop flied up into the outfield, the left center. Outfielders tracking it. They miss it. That counts as a hit or an error. Seligman gets on first, advances Tegan Cardona to second. 2 runners on with only 1 out.
And that was just unfortunate circumstance right there. Not much really anyone could do right there. That was just hit in between the shortstop, the left fielder, the center fielder. Just a blue pit right there, which is exactly what you want if you're a Mepham Pirate. Is now we have runners on first and second.
Yeah, in that type of situation, communication is obviously key. You know, you're trying to look for you're trying to in the air. You know, especially when it's going to left center, you got to determine, is that the center fielder's ball or is that the left fielder's ball? That's when they have to talk. You got to call or wave one of your fielders off, and kind of commit to the ball. You know, that's where a lot of injuries can happen. So communication is definitely very important in a situation like that. As the Mepham batter swings and misses, Charlie misses for a strike. A little bit outside, looking to reach for that ball and maybe put it in play.
We have Charlie DeLuca back up again. He's been very productive so far. 2 RBIs, I believe, during this game. Trying to find more as he has runners on first and second. But the umpire calls time. Gives the pitcher and DeLuca some time to just relax. DeLuca checking up on his swing. He now gets into the box.
Yeah, Milana called time there. It looked like he just needed a rest right there. Fouls that went off to the left side. Trying to stay alive in this AB. Trying to stay calm, keep his composure. Put one in, you know. If even a single could possibly score the man on second. So that's exactly what Milano's looking to do here. That one's a little high. Gets called for a ball. Talking it over with the blue.
See Milanic right there just trying to make sure he has the count correct in his head, trying to not lose track. It's very important to keep track. Pitcher, here's a windup, and there, catcher catches it off the fence. Does not count though. It's a dead ball, but pretty impressive. You don't see that happen too much.
Milanic staying patient up here in the box, you know. Just trying to stay alive, have a productive AB. Main goal, put one in play, score the runner at second.
Definitely, you want to do something here as the pitcher misses right there. I believe we are now in a full count. No,
Counts 2-2.
2-2, my mistake.
All good.
Milanic putting up a pretty solid at bat right now. Here's the windup.
Ooh,
another
just
ball
misses
right
that
there.
outside part of the zone. As we know, the ump has been calling that pitch. Both pitchers on both sides of the ball, they were looking to locate their pitches right there. You know, they were getting a lot of leeway, a lot of slack on those type of pitches, and this pitcher just seems to miss it right there. As Milanic puts one in play to the third baseman, he bobbles the ball, gets past him. Milanic gets to first safely. Everybody's safe. Bases loaded, 1 out, and Quilty is up at bat.
That's just not what you want to see right there, but we've seen a lot throughout this whole game. A lot of weird bounces there at third base. On both sides, no one has really been able to scoop it up cleanly, consistently. A lot of weird hops right there, which has resulted in a couple of singles, and we now have a bases loaded situation, which is not what you want to see for this Baldwin team when you're down 12-9.
Yeah, those weird hops happen. You know, you take a field like this where you got the dirt and the grass on the infield. You know, a lot of these turf fields that are usually brand new and whatnot. Those are the type of fields that players wish to be playing on. You know, that allows for an even balance, nothing unexpected, pretty easy, clean ground ball play. On a field like this, the bounce is unexpected. You have to really just get in front of the ball, let it hit you, and hopefully make a good play there. But it's hard to make it clean on a field like this one.
And definitely, it looks like we are seeing a pitching change, trying to get out of this sticky situation right here. Looks like we have Liam Mugford on the mound, number 13, trying to get something out of this. You got 1 out, so a play, any ball in play, you go immediately home if it's on the ground. You prevent that run from scoring. But obviously, if you're Mepham, you don't want to do that at all. You want to try and get this ball somewhere in the outfield if you can.
You know, and like we were saying, you know, we have a lot of righties on both teams. They've been pulling the ball to that third base, and it seems like it's been working. A lot of the hits have gone through the third baseman. Third baseman, like we were talking about with this field, a lot of unexpected bounces and hops, and just can't field the ball cleanly. So like we said, if you even just put the ball in play on the ground, especially to the third base or the left side of the field, you have a good chance of getting on and possibly scoring a run. But you got to give a lot of credit to this pitcher right now. You know, he's going into a tough situation. 1 out, bases loaded. This is not an ideal situation that you want to be in, especially as a bullpen pitcher. A lot of pressure, and you got to stay ready. You know, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. You know, you have to be able to shove And the whole goal, the whole reason why you're in right now is to get them out of this inning, get them out of this sticky situation, as you were saying before. That allows for a lot of pressure, and it is not the easiest thing to do. So you got to give a lot of credit to this bullpen pitcher who's going into this situation.
Definitely. You got to give credit where credit is due. It's always tough to be in any situation as a bullpen guy if you have runners on base, because you're expected to just get out of this inning with no harm done. But when you're in bases loaded, that's the toughest thing you can really do. So being on point is key, as the catcher's now talking to the pitcher, just trying to consolidate things with him. And we have Quilty up to the plate. He's been very productive during this game. He's gotten some RBIs in. And you got to wonder, what's the thought process during this AB? You're facing a new pitcher. Are you going to try and ambush and just rush the gun immediately, or are you going to try and sit back and just wait and see what he does, potentially draw a walk?
Yeah, I mean, like you were saying before, Quilty's been pretty productive this whole game. I mean, his last AB, he was able to put a fly ball into the outfield, which allowed for a sac fly, score the runner on third to tag up and get home. This is definitely a situation where something like that is very ideal. You know, you got bases loaded, only one out. If you put it into the outfield, even if it's a pop fly, that allows the third baseman to score, and that could even advance the second baseman, the runner at second, to go to third. So Quilty is looking to do exactly that, but obviously everybody who's in the batter's box looking to put the ball in play and get a hit.
We see Quilty take ball right there, and he takes another one right there. 2-0 the count. Very good for Quilty right now. Not ideal for Baldwin right now, for the hitter to be ahead of the count when you have bases loaded and only one out.
And even in a situation like this where you have the ideal situation, you got to stay patient. I mean, you got to be able to know which pitches to swing at, which ones to take, because like you said, you don't want to get too jumpy. You don't want to be too impulsive and swing at a pitch that you just trying to get all the runners in. That could really lead to the downfall of the runners in scoring position. So, got to stay patient, and you got to stay composed.
Quilty now in a 3-1 count. Definitely gotta wonder, are you gonna ambush here and get aggressive because you know he's gonna have to throw a strike here, or are you just gonna let this wait out to a 3-2 count? Here's the pitch, and he swings, and that goes down the third baseline. Third baseman fields it, and it gets by him, and 2 runs are gonna score off of that. And a play at third, he appears to be safe right there, and Quilty on second. What a play right there. We spoke earlier with the hot corner, just at third base, anything can happen. That ball unfortunately got by him right there, and that allowed Quilty to get onto second base off of an infield hit ball.
Yeah, that was definitely the best situation for Quilty. Like we were saying, you had a sac fly his last AB, and we were looking to just see if he could get that score, or even just one runner, but he was able to put the ball in play, get a hit, get it down the third base line, like we were saying before, the hot corner. And he was able to get on 2, score 2 runners. That was a huge part, as now the pitcher gets called for what looks to be a balk.
It appears to be a balk, as I think that's the only way this situation possibly happens. So now I believe it's now 15-9. You definitely do not want to see a balk happen.
Yeah, Paolino's up to bat, kind of just looking for more insurance runs here. Stay confident, swing at the right pitches, and don't force it. Don't force anything right now. You're definitely in the driver's seat, so stay confident.
Strike 1 was just taken. You gotta sit back, relax. Here comes the pitch. There's the ball right there. Paolino. It's been also another Pirate that's been very productive this game, getting some RBIs for this team. He has a runner on only on third now due to the balk. Gotta wonder, what's he gonna do this AB? As here comes the pitch, and he takes a strike, as he's now in a 1-2 count. Gotta wonder, what is his approach gonna be? He's seen this pitcher throw a little bit, but it looks like he seemed to dial in a little bit. He's pounding the zone. Finds his pitch. Here's the windup. Ball in the dirt. As the count is now 2-2. You got a runner on third with only 1 out. So any in-play ball, you can see the infield playing in, trying to prevent another run from possibly scoring if the ball is hit on the ground, but anything is possible. And here's the pitch, and it's in the dirt again, and it gets by the runner, but Quilty is just staying put at third base, as it wasn't enough. The catcher was able to get to the ball very quickly, and that was a beautiful job by the catcher right there to get there very quickly to prevent another run from scoring. As we see, Paolino just waiting for this ump to brush off the plate, getting ready to get back into the box. He's in the full count right now.
Like these? Oh, for her? The sounds. My mom has those.
As the count is now 2-1.
DeQuino up at bat. He had a good pop fly before, got on base with that one. Looking to make some noise here with Paolino at first. Tries to turn on one, gets a little jammed up, infield pop fly, and they get a double play there. Paolino misjudged the ball, could not get back to first in time as the ball was caught, led to a double play.
See, he got in right on the hands right there, DeQuino. Not what you want to see right there in that situation. Just unfortunate right there, as Baldwin is now getting ready. It's now their turn to bat. You got.
Do you want to continue?
So it's going to be harder for the Bruins to make that push, but they're only down by a few runs, so it's definitely possible for them to still come back, and it really could be anyone's game still.
Six. So nothing is over until 7 innings to play. 2 left here for the Pirates, and I must say, I'm excited to see the ending.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited. I think both teams have had major contributions by all of their players. I don't think really anyone's I think really it's just been a team effort by both teams, and I think it's a pretty competitive game, and I hope that it stays that competitive.
Here now looking to lead off Maxwell with his second inning of play. His first pitch, he bumped the off speed. He's going to go right back to a curveball. A little bit too low. You see the Bruins bullpen getting really excited. They're trying to make a late game push, and it's going to take all the energy they have to make it happen. Maxwell now, his second attack. It's going to be a fastball in the zone, a little bit on the lower end of the corner. That's a great spot here for 21.
Yeah, it's a good spot, making it right on the edge of the strike zone, making it hard for the batter to hit.
And that's going to be roped into the right or the left side of the field. Sullivan able to haul it in. A nice cut there, but not before a little bit of damage is done by Healy.
Yeah, big thing, especially at the beginning of the inning, to just get a runner on base, and then that might start some momentum for the Bruins there.
Maxwell now, let's see how he battles back. His pitch to the second batter of the inning. Another fastball there on the right side of the zone. He's been pounding that spot all day, it seems like today. It's a very, very difficult pitch to hit, and Peralta not able to capitalize.
Yeah, it's been something that the batters really don't want to swing at because they just don't know if it's going to be called a strike.
And a nice curveball there. Maxwell thought he should have had that one. That one's not going to go in his favor. But with a runner on first, you could see he's bringing out all the stops, trying to keep him there and trying to get his first out of the inning and can keep the momentum rolling here for the Pirates. 1-1 pitch here now. That's going to be a high fastball. Caught by Milonic off of the top of the backstop. But Jake Maxwell doing a nice job to get himself ahead of the count.
Definitely. He's done that in most of the at-bats that he's faced. And that's just a good thing to just make yourself feel more confident. To just know that you are in the driver's seat for most of that at-bat.
Absolutely. Maxwell with the 2-strike pitch. That's going to be a high fastball, getting him to swing. Another strikeout here on the day for him, and that is going to get him his first out of the inning and give him a little bit of a confidence shrug. Chase Leone now here in the bullpen for the Pirates, seeing if Maxwell can get himself out of the inning so far. Trying to get another first strike pitch. That one going to be a little bit too much curve on it, off the right side of the plate. Milonic doing a nice job keeping the runner there, as Maxwell not able to capitalize on the first pitch strike this time. Maxwell's second pitch to Lopez. That one's going to be a fastball towards the right half of the zone. Another strike there for Maxwell, and you can see the little smile he has there. Gotta expect another off-speed pitch for him here. Another one towards the bottom half of the zone. Almost a good pickup by the Pirates. That one just gonna get past the third baseman. A nice job to bring it in by Sullivan here. But a hard hit ground ball gets a little bit too low on Braden Seligman. And that one is going to make it first and second here for the Bruins, trying to start up a rally.
Yeah, definitely. And that's there's only one out. It's definitely possible to start a rally here and keep it continuing throughout the inning.
Absolutely. As in the top of the sixth, rather, the wind picks up. The Pirates have to... Maxwell now, the first pitch. That's going to be hit to the left side in the gap. Sullivan reaching, a little stumble. It's going to get to the wall. Sullivan now, relay. Nice throw to Paolina, and that's going to keep the runners there. A stand-up double for Nunez. That's going to score the first run of the sixth inning in the favor of the Bruins.
And now you have 2 more runners on base. So with one hit, they could just be driven in and make this a very close game very quickly.
Definitely. Maxwell has to get himself out of an inning here. And you got to expect him to go back to the off-speed. It was working for him so well in the first few innings. As the slider there is going to get the corner of the plate. Another first pitch strike for Maxwell. The Pirates as a whole have been very good at getting ahead in the count. And Maxwell is going to look to continue that with his second attack. Pitches on the right side of the zone. A fastball that two-seamed in there. And an 0-2 count here. You got to expect a curveball or something that's going to kind of keep him on his toes. Nunez now, the second baseman here. A curveball from Maxwell is going to get the corner of the zone that's going to be fouled off. So a good battle here from 2 of the team's best. One looking to drive in and keep their team in the game, and the other looking to get himself out of a jam. Maxwell now with 2 strikes. Another curveball. He's going to wait back on that. Seligman, a good play over to first, and a beautiful throw to Quilty. So 2 runs, however, 2 outs for the Pirates now.
At this point, the Bruins have really started to make their comeback, and with just a couple more hits, they could be on their way to taking their lead.
Definitely. All it takes is a rally, and it's still a long ways to go. A 5-run game is not over. We've seen 7 in an inning before. Can it happen again, or can they get that same rally in the 7th inning?
I mean, with both teams, you haven't seen too many, like, huge, big hits, you know. Like, I really think it's just been a team effort all around. Getting those little base hits, extra base hits, you know, to just get runners on base and keep them coming in and scoring.
Absolutely. Every single base runner counts, and there have been a few extra base hits from each side, but none as important as the last. And every single base runner, every walk, every hard hit ball just leads to that next runner and builds the confidence.
Definitely, that's a big thing too. Just building up your teammates' confidence, because when there's a runner on base, it might put some pressure on the batter, but you also know that even if you get out, you can advance the runner and potentially have an RBI even if you get out.
So now we have 2 outs. We have a runner on third here for the Bruins. What do you think is best case scenario here?
For the Pirates?
No, for the Bruins.
I think best case scenario, something to the right side that can just allow the runner on third to get driven in.
I mean, definitely. You can see DeLuca playing a little bit closer, almost like a shift towards second base. So an opposite field hit, that's going to be popped up high. Seligman calling for it, and he's going to get under it and haul it in. So a nice play by Seligman. Mugford goes out for his 2nd inning of play, and the Pirates hold him to just 2. A great outing from Jake Maxwell.
Definitely. He's been really strong in these past few innings, especially.
And after a great inning, we have something special for you. We're going to send it over to Oliver Mattis for a special guest.
So, Coach, what have you liked that you've done in the second half of this game?
Continue to grind out this game. I mean, it's been there's been a rhythm to this game that's a little funky. So we're trying to just do our best to, continue to put up runs and continue to get outs in the field. That's really it.
How are you going to try and maintain this momentum that you have built up so far to try and finish this game?
Yeah, I mean, we're always trying to build momentum all year. This series, hopefully we can build some momentum going into Kennedy next series. Right now to finish the game, we're going to hopefully have a big inning right now, close it out in the 7th, and go eat some good food.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much, Coach. Thanks, guys. Sending it back to you guys, the sportscasters.
Thank you, Coach, and thank you, Oliver. What a game it has been for them. 15 runs, not always common in high school baseball, but a great offensive performance from them. So with their potentially last time up at bat, what do you think they're aiming to do here, especially with the bottom of their lineup coming up?
I think they're aiming for a couple of big hits to just maintain the lead and just give them a few extra safety runs and runners on base to kind of build up their confidence and make them feel better about going into the next inning.
I mean, definitely. And Torres now, another college commit for this Mepham Pirates team, looking to kind of turn the lineup. He kind of plays almost as their second leadoff hitter. Hitting in the 9th spot, really just tries to get every single base knock he can. There's a huge swing there on an inside 2-seamer.
Is there any more?
Torres here, now down 0-1. A nice fastball on the outer edge of the zone is going to get the plate. So now the Pirates down 0-2 in the count, looking to still battle back. Now you got to be aggressive here.
Yeah, now he's going to look to open up a strike zone and just get anything he thinks he could hit.
Torres, an inside fastball, 3 great located pitches from the Bruins, and Torres goes down for the first out of the inning.
That's a good confidence booster for the pitcher to get a strikeout in 3 pitches in the first at-bat that he faces in this inning.
I mean, definitely, especially on a player of the caliber of Richard Torres, as now Maxwell from out of the bullpen is coming to hit for his second plate appearance. Had a great single up the middle in his first at-bat, and after taking the ball at 1, he just has a great view of strike zone and has a lot of control over his at-bats as a second pitch going for that outside fastball, which Mugford has really seemed to love.
That's a very good skill to have knowledge of the strike zone and just be aware of what pitches are going to be a strike or ball.
Another outside fastball there is going to get called. A lot of those today. That seems to be everyone's go-to pitch. Maxwell, not the biggest fan, but a great location here for the Bruins to set up a 1-2 count. 2-strike pitch there, an inside running fastball. That's going to get a little bit inside on Maxwell. A good job staying in there, but that one can't feel good on the hands.
Definitely not, especially not in this weather.
Some of the warmest it's been all 2025. Still not as warm as you're going to want it for a pitch like that. And that curveball is going to be a little bit in front of the plate.
It's a good job by the catcher keeping it in front of him.
2-2 count here for Maxwell. Able to battle. Another pitch here, a high and in fastball. Some good run on it, a lot of velocity on it. Maxwell goes down swinging. So another good at-bat here for the Pirates, but better performance here from the Bruins bullpen. And 2 at-bats, 2 strikeouts here for Mugford. Fastball there, down a little bit too low there. Grady DeLuca here, a great vision of the plate. He knows exactly where he wants it. Not too aggressive, just the proper amount to get bat on ball, as he's going to take his first strike here. A 1-1 count here, and we're going to have to see something a little bit special.
Mugford seems to have a good approach to getting the batter to swing the bat and then finding a pitch where it's not exactly what the batter would be looking for, so it's just a called strike, and then coming back and just getting something that they're going to swing at.
Mugford, very fastball oriented, thrown 3 this at bat, 2 a little bit below the zone, 1 perfectly where he wanted it. And another fastball here, just pulled it a little bit to the right side. And a 3-1 count here. This is a hitter's count.
Definitely in this at bat, you're going to be looking for something that's good, but you can also be a little bit selective and just hit what you really feel comfortable hitting in that kind of count.
Absolutely, a fastball exactly where he wanted it. DeLuca sent it to the right side of the field. That's going to hit the wall. A tough hop here for the center fielder. DeLuca rounding second. He's going to stay there for a stand-up double.
He had another nice hit in the same location, and he wasn't able to make it to second base last time, but he really just hit it with such force that he was able to get to second this time.
Cardona now trying to give them a little bit more insurance, but DeLuca, the ability to stretch the field, hit it to every single possible spot is so impressive, and it's something he's absolutely strived for. First pitch here to the sophomore. He's going to hesitate on a fastball that's going to be called for a strike, but a little bit in the bottom half of the zone, but a nice spot here for the Bruins. Pitch 2 here. Nice curveball that's going to drop into the zone. And now Cardona has himself in an 0-2 count.
Now, at this point, you have to be just willing to hit whatever is in the strike zone, no matter if you like it or not, just to avoid getting struck out.
Mugford got to be as aggressive as ever. Running here, DeLuca get a nice stolen base at third, and he had a great jump on it. Not even able to muster a throwdown. So now, with even a single up the middle, that's going to score another one to put you up 6. 2 strike here. A nice pitch here, able to backhand to the shortstop. A good stretch over at first base. It's going to get past him. And an overthrow there. It's going to send the runner to second. Another insurance run here for the Pirates, as that's going to send up Braden Seligman with another runner in scoring position. We mentioned it before. It was one of the Pirates' keys. Capitalize with runners in scoring position, and they have done just that every single inning.
Yeah, they really haven't left too many runners on base, and that's a really important thing. Like we said, with the team effort, especially when there's runners on base and runners in scoring position, just knowing that if you just do a little part for your team, you'll be able to send runners home.
And a lot of energy coming here as we're going to get the first strike called. So every single at-bat, I believe, has been a first strike in the way of the Bruins. And the Pirates have been able to battle back almost every single at-bat.
That's a very impressive thing to do, to have that much control.
Second one here. That fastball is going to get away from him. A steal here there for the sophomore. He's going to be up with a lot of time to spare into third. Seligman here with the 1-1 pitch, trying to get another insurance run and pretty much put this game away. 1-1 pitch, another one below the zone. He was not happy about that one. Knew it coming out of the arm slot. 2-1 here. Was able to locate the first one, but after that, he's thrown two straight, a little bit lower than he wanted. Mugford here. A third one, a little bit below the zone. Seligman looking for his pitch, trying to get it a little bit in the sweet spot, get it into his barrel rather than having to chase. And he's done a great job of getting in Mugford's head. Seligman, he's going to swing on an inside fastball, almost catching his teammate. And that's why you pay attention out on the sidelines. Charlie Milana got a little bit of a scare there. And Seligman able to turn on an inside fastball. Turned on it a little bit too much. The 3-2 pitch is going to be fouled off into the top of the zone, and continuing to battle is the Pirates. Trying to send it into the last inning here. One more pitch to do it, and a fastball inside is going to be called for ball 4. So we have a whole new batter here, 2 runners on base. You got to expect Seligman to steal, and with one of their most consistent hitters here, Charlie Milanic, batting over 350 and with a few hits today, you got to expect him to do some damage.
Yeah, definitely, especially if Seligman does steal, and then you have 2 runners in scoring position, able to come in on pretty much any base hit.
So Milanic swings the first pitch. A lot of two-seam inside run here for the pitcher, which is really nice quality to have. It's a lot harder to hit. It's a lot harder to locate, but it's really, really effective when you can able to get it down.
And it seems like he has a lot of control on that first strike, so he's really able to do whatever he wants with it.
Absolutely. Another inside one, and that's going to turn again. So now 2 strikes here for Milanic. Has to battle here, but they've been doing it all game.
Yeah, and that just makes it harder for the pitcher because it's running his pitch count up with every pitch that is fouled off on that second strike.
Absolutely. In baseball, that's the one thing you want to keep down. It's always very difficult, and you know what they say, you can never have too many pitchers. And that's the exact reason, as the slider goes a little bit too far down and a little bit too far right. So a 1-2 count here for Milanic. So he's going to try to swing anything close. Try to get maybe double. Loves to pull it to the left side. And another swing here gets the inside of his bat. That's going to go foul. Not able to get some reach as the first baseman, as Milanic stays in there for his 5th pitch. Mugford, a lot of fastballs this at bat and a lot of fastballs this entire inning. We're going to see if he goes back to it here. 1-2 pitch.
Here would be the time to throw an off-speed pitch and really just catch Melanic off guard.
Absolutely. I think Charlie's sitting fastball the entire way. So a curveball here could really be effective here. So we're going to see Mugford. Fastball below the zone, and a quick international score update. The Mets 19-5 over the Nationals. What a game it's been for there. A 3-1 series win for them as if it stands. They've been really struggling on the offensive end. It's really been their pitching that's been the surprise factor. So you gotta love seeing them put some runs on the board. Melodic here, able to work it back to a 3-2 count as we get back to this town of Bellmore. Three-two here. Melonic running Seligman, and that one's going to be a high fastball. So bases loaded here for Quilty, who's had a few extra base hits this game. It looks like Mugford's going to stay in there and try to battle.
Bases loaded kind of puts a little bit of pressure on the batter to do something big, but really you only have to hit maybe a base hit or extra base hit, and most of those runners can come in, and it's possible that even the runner on first can come around to score if it's a nice double.
I mean, absolutely, and with the ability that Quilty has to put it in anywhere on the field, you really never know what to expect. It could be a single to the right side, could be a pulled double. You never know. He has the ability to do it all. Maybe you'll even see one over the fence. But Mugford here is going to stay in the game, try to battle, try to get himself out of the jam he's created. As Quilty here was talking about it earlier, how he wanted to have a big game, and he's done just that and has a chance to even do more. Quilty stepping in for his fourth at-bat of the game. That one, it looks like it might have got the bat of James Quilty. So a really scary pitch, and unfortunately going to be 0-1 for Quilty. Mugford here is going to pull one off to the right side there. Fastball, 1-1 count. Another fastball a little bit low below the zone. It's been a reoccurring theme here. A lot of low fastballs and a lot of trouble keeping it in the middle of the zone.
That's been where most of his misses were. They were consistently pretty low. It's not like he's missing all around. Like, he's usually just consistently in one spot if he's not hitting strike zone.
Absolutely. As Quilty's going to step back there, kind of challenge the pitcher, and he's going to deliver. So a 2-2 count here, or 3-2 count, excuse me, is that one's going to be swung over the shortstop's head. That's going to get to the wall. So another extra base hit here, as another one is rounding third. Melonic is going to be up, and a 3-run double for James Quilty. That's his 5th RBI of the game.
I feel like I might have predicted that one.
That's his 8th RBI of the game. Excuse me. A fantastic outing for the junior first baseman, James Quilty.
Yeah, that's a really impressive stat to have contributed 8 runs to this 19-run lead here. And it is an all-run effort, but to be that contributor to just bring in 8 runs is a huge thing.
Paolino now, he's going to get a first pitch below the zone. So he's going to be starting ahead of the count. He is a fantastic contact hitter. It seems like every single game he does not go hitless. Almost gets on base more than he doesn't, if you ask me. Paolino, another one with a great view for his strike zone. Going to take a second one below the zone. And they're really making Mugford pitch. Paolino going to force him to throw a strike, and he's going to do one there on the right half of the zone. So 2-1 count here. You're going to see if he's going to mix in some off speed. But it is a 19-11 ball game, and the Pirates continue to tack on runs.
Yeah, whenever you have a batter that has a good view of the strike zone, it's going to make the pitcher work a lot more because they're not going to be chasing anything outside of the strike zone. They're really going to wait until the pitcher throws a strike.
Definitely, and he thought that one was going to be ball 4. He's seen 3 below the zone, thought that one was going to be the same. That one's going to get the bottom half, and it's going to be a 3-2 count. So another full count here for the Bruins. We're going to see if they can capitalize on one more pitch. Fastball here. Paolino's going to fight on it, reach for it, get a little bit of contact there, and that's going to keep him in the box a little bit longer. Payoff pitch here to end the inning. That one's going to be below the zone again, so Paolino going to jog his way over to first. And D'Aquino now with another at-bat here, and even a possibility to bat around for the Pirates.
Yeah, definitely. We've seen that before, and they're definitely capable of doing that.
Absolutely. As a second time out here in the inning comes for the Bruins. Mugford is going to come out of the game after a very solid outing.
Looks like he might have an injury.
Maybe, and that's very common in baseball, and it's always your least favorite thing to see. But we're going to have a new pitcher in here. We're going to give him some time to warm up. Nunez now is going to head his way onto the mound for the first time today.
Nunez is an impressive pitcher, but also pretty good on the offensive side with 5 RBIs this season and batting .231.
Yeah, and he's been phenomenal every single game he's been a part of. And we're going to see if he can get out of a jam he was put in. Runners on first and second. The Pirates have just been absolutely exploding on offense, and I don't see that stopping anytime soon.
Yeah, this is a pretty tough situation to be put in where the Pirates are just getting momentum and they continue to tack on those runs. And they still have runners on base, but we'll see if they can continue that momentum with a new pitcher, because that's also something to adjust to.
This is going to be DeVargas getting a few of his warm-ups, and he has a lot of versatility on his pitch and a very, very tricky wind-up, a really, really weird arm slot. So it's really difficult to see the ball out of his hands, and it's really, really interesting to face. He's going to get a few more there. You could see Charlie Milanic trying to coach up D'Aquino a little bit. A lot of team chemistry on this. A lot of team chemistry for the Pirates. And there is so much that goes into making as successful as a team as they have.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not all talent. It's definitely trying to teach each other and help each other in those moments where maybe you're getting down on yourself and your players, your teammates are there to lift you up. And that just makes everyone stronger together and just a better team all around.
Absolutely, and it goes back to what we were talking about earlier. There's so much positivity that comes in from this Mepham team. It started with the new head coach, and it's grown through every single player. They really embrace the positive mentality. They really embrace the one step at a time, and every single at-bat and every single play is a new chance to make a difference.
Definitely. Especially, that's really important in a sport like baseball, because so much of it is, even though it's a team sport, sometimes it's just an individual effort. Like when there's one batter, it's not the whole team up there. It's just one person. So it's good to have a support system from your teammates and your coaches and everyone to be there for you when maybe you don't feel your best, you're not having your best day. They're there to pick you up so that maybe the next inning you can do better.
Absolutely. And DeVargas, his first opportunity to throw some pitches against a real batter. D'Aquino is now looking to tack on a few more than they already have, give them even more insurance. Because the first fastball here is going to be in the bottom half of the zone. That's going to be called for the first strike. So again, first strike pitches has been really successful, and one of the things you love to see from your pitchers. Another one here. He's going to pull that one a little bit towards the other side into the lefty's batter box. 2 straight fastballs here for the new reliever. He's going to try to close out the game, or this inning rather, and another one pulled to the right side of the box.
I feel like it's so hard to adjust when they only really get 5-ish pitches on the mound. Like, as much as they've been warming up, they're warming up on flat grass. It's definitely different once they take a step onto that mound to just experience what it's like to be pitching in the game.
I mean, absolutely, and that's one of the hardest things. One of the benefits of being the home team here for Mepham, as after 5 straight fastballs, he's going to get himself into a 3-2 count with a swing and miss from Diaquinez. A nice location there, and probably the 5th 3-2 count it has been in this inning. One more chance to capitalize here for the Bruins. That one going to be swung, hit very hard into left field. That one, and an incredible catch here for the left fielder. It looks like it might have been robbed. So almost an incredible moment for Nick Diaquinez on senior night is going to be taken away by the incredible glove of the Bruins.
Yeah, all the players on the Pirates thought that that was over from the second that he made contact with that ball. But that was just an incredible catch by the left fielder there. And unfortunately robbed him of a home run.
I mean, what a moment it could have been, but what a moment it ended up being for Baldwin. You could see as soon as the ball hit the bat, the entire Mepham sideline got out of the dugout, got out of their seats, and every parent rose to their feet. And just a better play by the defense, able to take it away, just barely being able to reach over the wall, and an incredible defensive play. And now Chase DeLeon, another college commit here, with a chance to get 3 outs to finally end the game. So the SUNY Old Westbury commit here has a chance to get his final 3 outs, and a really, really interesting 6th inning it is, as we're going to welcome back Luke Yepes. What did you see from that last inning?
I saw dominance. That's all I saw. I mean, we have a high-scoring game here, 19-11. It's a pretty high-scoring game, but both sides of the ball, it's really just been offense. Not much defense, a lot of errors from both teams. That's what leading to the score of 19-11. But that last inning, I feel like kind of sealed it. You know, only needing 3 outs and trying to keep it under 8 runs to score. I mean, it's going to be pretty easy, I feel, to shut out this game with no errors and no mistakes made.
Absolutely, and I think that's a huge thing. One of the things that's propelled Mepham in this game, their outfield play specifically has been really on par. Every single playable ball was able to be caught by a Mepham defender, which cannot be said the same for the Bruins. So getting those simple outs, especially when you have the opportunities here, is really, really big in high school baseball.
Yeah. Looks like the Pirates put in closer Chase DeLeon to just finish this game. He's a SUNY Old Westbury commit, going to play baseball there next season, throughout the spring season 2026.
Absolutely. One of the many college commits here on the Mepham Pirates, and we expect many more as the juniors start deciding their colleges next year and over summer ball. But we get to number 23, Chase DeLeon, with his chance to get 3 outs on senior night and finally end this game and give the Pirates another victory in their conference.
Yeah, hopefully they can do it. We're looking to do this one pretty efficiently, you know. Up a lot of runs, last inning the game. They just got to get 3 outs here. DeLeon, arms ready, warmed up. All he's got is a side, and all he needs is 3 outs, so here we go.
Definitely. DeLeon, his first two pitches were able to be in the strike zone, both looking now. So DeLeon, a chance for a 3-pitch at bat, I believe, because that one's going to be fouled off into the top of the cage. Haven't seen any off speed yet from him. Another 0-2 count here. Chance to get his first out of the inning on his first batter, Silione, and a nice swing to the opposite side of the field here for the Bruins. So first batter, first man on base here as they're going to try to start a rally late in the game.
We've seen a couple of balls get through that gap in between second and first. I feel like somebody's got to get there to cover that ball, whether it's the first baseman or the second baseman. I think the first baseman's got to be able to shuffle their feet, get to the ball, and the pitcher's got to be able to cover. Like I said before, we've seen a couple of balls get through that gap, and you can't just let that gap be a liability to the defense. So I think the first baseman for both sides should be able to shuffle their feet, get to that ball, and the pitcher has to cover. Defense has to.
It comes from the position you're seeing. Second baseman only a few steps away from second base, especially on these right-handed hitters, and first base playing very, very close down to the line. So that leaves a lot of space that obviously your right field is going to cover, but a ground ball like that is going to get through 9 times out of 10.
100%.
So very, very consistently accurate here for Chase Silione. Another 1-1 count here, trying to get himself ahead. As a nice fastball here to the inner part of the zone is going to be fouled back. So Jaslow, who started the game off, and we're now out to the top of the lineup here. Silione with another 2-strike count is trying to get his first out of the inning.
Yeah, running on first, losing daylight. Silione's trying to get him out of the game. You know, I think when you got runner on first, you got no outs. You gotta throw some setup pitches. Keep it low in the zone. Don't keep it too high. You kind of really want to keep the ball on the infield and hope that your defense behind you can protect you and possibly turn two.
I mean, absolutely, and we've seen it, and they definitely have the ability to do it. They're so athletic, so poised, and so quick in the infield. So Silione just really has to get a ground ball opportunity here. So that one's going to almost catch the inner side of the plate. A good location here for Silione. Just barely called for a ball here. So that's going to set up another full count. One of the many we've seen in this game. Silione now, a nice hit, a good play by Seligman over to 2, and a little bit overthrown there, so that's going to get past. Sets up 1 out here, although that runner is going to get him scoring position. So 1 good out here, not able to turn 2, almost had exactly what they were looking for, but Silione's going to get to face a few more batters.
Yeah, that's exactly what you're looking for, but like I was saying, you got to basically rely on your defense behind you to make that play. And right there, they were able to get the lead runner, but couldn't make the throw to first. That led to an overthrow, getting past him. Now that runner gets to advance to second. Now you got a runner in scoring position, not what you really want to see here. So Silione's just got to lock in and focus on one batter at a time.
Silione, the first pitch, a little off speed there, just high, a little bit above the zone. So not able to get the first pitch strike here. And he's going to try to set up probably a fastball here if I had to guess. Silione, a little bit too high here, not exactly what you're looking for. So now Baldwin gets ahead in the count, which is exactly the opposite of what the Pirates want. They're looking to close this game out fairly quickly. Silione's going to get his first strike. A nice pitch just over the bat, or just under the bat, rather, of Baldwin.
2-1 count. Silione preparing his next pitch.
Pitch here a little bit below the zone. A nice off-speed pitch, getting him to chase on a pitch below the zone. So another 2-strike count here for Silione, and we've seen it all day with pitchers from both sides. It's just being able to get that third pitch, whether that's going to strike him out, whether that's going to be called for a strike, or even get a ground out. And there it is. So his first strikeout of the day is going to come on a big one, a 2-2 count pitch. And that one's going to get the outer half of the zone and able to get the swing and miss there. So 2 outs. Down to the last out is the Bruins, and the Pirates try to come out firing for another win in conference play.
Yep, Silione with his last batter is looking to ride into the sunset with a victory.
Wouldn't it be Sale since they're the Pirates?
Ah, come on, Jake. Gotta love it. But in seriousness, if the Pirates get to win this game, they get to go celebrate their senior day with a lot of good food and celebrations of the seniors who have been on the team for the past, 2 to 4 years.
Absolutely, always one of my favorites. Silione with the potential for the last pitch of the game, and that one's going to be fouled back. as we were saying, there's so many incredible seniors, some who have been on the team since last year, some was their first year, and some even on the team since sophomore and freshman year. There's so many college commits, and there's so much talent here to celebrate tonight. Cilio now, his second opportunity at a two-strike pitch. That one going to be lined there. Sullivan now trying to throw it home. A nice play to get to the cutoff man of Braden Seligman, but that one is going to extend the game just a bit longer.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Bruins send their base runner on first to second, just trying to get that extra bag, make it easier so you have two runners in scoring position. Even if with two outs, with this big of a lead.
On that same note, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens if Charlie Milonic tries to throw him out. He's very aggressive and has a great arm back there, so I could absolutely see it happening. Cillion with the first strike pitch. He's going to get another swing and miss. A very good rate of that so far. Almost 5 swing and misses here for Cillion.
Yeah, Cillion throwing nothing fancy. Keeping it simple, but it's working. As he gets his second strike there, as it's fouled off against the backstop. My favorite approach pitch, once you start throwing a pitch like that, it's kind of low, they pop it up, whatever. You got to throw it high. I feel like a high fastball will help. Hopefully they chase that ball. It's a dangerous pitch, and I was saying this before that a lot of these batters, they like to chase that high fastball. Hopefully they can get a barrel under it and get a lot of air into the ball, but most of the time they just miss contact, and I think that's an important way to set up a pitch if you want to get strike 3.
I mean, that's the thought for him. That's why they all chase it. It's always the thought of getting that long ball. Cillion, a little bit below the zone there. A bunch of people, including us here at the booth, thought that one was going to be called for strike 3. But one more two-strike pitch here for Cillion. Went with the fastball that time. This time, Cillion is going to get a nice swing. A great jumping play there by the Pirates. That one's going to end it on senior night.
Grady DeLuca with a great grab, getting up there to get the ball and finish the game off. Now the Pirates can go inside in the warmth. It's been getting a little chilly out here as the sunlight diminishes on us, and celebrate their seniors.
19 Mepham Pirates, 11 Baldwin Bruins, and that one with 3 pitchers from each side. A fantastic offensive performance from each of them, and Grady DeLuca is the last one to end the game.
Yeah, really, like I was saying before, a really offensive-oriented game. Defense definitely wasn't very present. It looked like this was a football game. This was a football score. Obviously it just came down to the fact that the Mepham Pirates made less mistakes. They were able to score more runs on the offensive end, and that led them to clearing a pretty good lead and getting the good win.
I mean, absolutely, and we have a pretty special player of the game. Not a senior, but someone who had an incredible performance. Here's Ali Mattis with James Quilty.
Thanks, guys. So I know it's senior night, but we actually had a junior take over the spotlight. Over here we have James Quilty, who went 4 for 5, 8 RBIs, and 3 doubles. So, James, can you just tell me what it's like to be able to play with these seniors and have them back you up here on senior night?
Great experience. We got a great group of guys here. Anything, bad game, good game, they're always there to support me. Just want to have a shout out senior night to my boys. That's really it.
And so I know you have a couple more games against Baldwin, and then you have a series against Kennedy. So can you tell me what the plan is going forward to continue having success with this team?
Just game by game, honestly. Every inning, each pitch, we don't have to worry about the next game. Just worry about the next pitch. Not worry about the next game.
All right. Thank you so much, Quilty. Great job tonight. All right. Thank you guys so much. We're now going to send it back up to the studio.
Thanks, Ollie. Just a great game by the Pirates overall today, especially led by Quilty after his 8 RBI game. Just a great win for senior game.
Yeah, I agree. Zoller started out, struck out the side, then the Pirates got 7. You're like, oh, this could be an easy game. But no, the Bruins fought back, and they fought back hard.
Yeah, just plenty of action. So sad that it actually has to come to an end. But that's all that we have for this week's BMB Game of the Week. I'm Jad Boxman here alongside Brandon Catalina.